There we go. Okay. Okay, we're in. I'm up here. Just because I think this is the best place for the camera. I'm still not quite sure. But we'll hit the continue. I don't know if it'll give me the warning. But just I think something comes up at the beginning to say this is not therapy. This game is not therapy. Again, I'm not therapy. And it's not supposed to replace therapy. And just for a trigger warning, content warning, we're going to be talking about alcohol, we're going to be talking about drugs, addiction. Those definitely came up last time. Sex came up last time. I think I might probably need a content warning for sex. Vampirism came up. So the whole blood, everything to do with vampirism. Yeah, that sort of thing. Anyway, all the content warnings. Content warning, vampire therapist. Continue. Oh, here we go. Yes, this is us. Yes, there we go. We are loading. There's a little loading thing at the bottom corner. That way somewhere. Hopefully. Okay, here we go. I think Sam's just said another one. I think my caseload is starting to get a little crowded. I mean, it is for sure. Let me turn that down just a little bit because that's a bit loud in my ear.
I know how strongly this next client requires aid. She is a great deal older than most of the clients you've seen, and sometimes it is harder for the elderly to see reality.
Okay, we're talking about an old person. Okay.
It took me far too long to do so.
When you're 3,000 years old. Game music is a bit quiet today. Uh-oh. Is it still quiet now? Let's troubleshoot while I'm here. It's about halfway.
Is she as old as you are?
Yeah, it is a little bit down, isn't it? What's going on? Settings. Sound. Relative to my voice, yeah. So let's... maybe we budge that. Let's see what we think. Right, okay, I'm gonna hit, and we'll see.
Not nearly. Thus, she should be more ready for change than I was. Take a look at her intake form.
Dang, she died young. Makes me wonder why I waited so long to kick the bucket. Could have left a nicer looking corpse.
Add that, I'll turn myself down.
Alas, death does not often allow us to have much choice in the matter.
So, we have... Med something? I can't tell what that letter is. MED something as a name. She's 1,804. She's female. She started in the Bronze Age. An elder vampire like myself, Medi has lived mostly alone for the past 2 millennia. I'm assuming this is Andy writing. Don't even worry. Thank you, much appreciated. She grew up among wanton violence between Irish clan warlords and has since kept distance between herself and mortals. She now spends more of her time online, where she's become a streaming celebrity. Oh, maybe I know her. The Irish. Irish clan warlords, yes. I don't know what this means, but perhaps a younger vampire might. She has expressed frustration at the increasing demands of her followers. Suggestion. I know, what's her username? Drop the username, Maddie. What's going on?
It says here she doesn't leave home unless she has to.
I mean, that's me all over, isn't it? I don't leave home unless I have to.
Indeed, it is a puzzle, as elder vampires can often be.
Am I an elder vampire? Is that what's happened? Ooh.
I sure do hope I can help her.
You will do your best, I know. Let me allow you some privacy. She comes.
Hello?
Oh, I like Medi. I've been calling her Maddie and it's Medi. This is the thing. I can't read that typing. It's just not working. It's Medi. I do apologise, Maddie.
Hey there, how do I say your name? Is it Medbub? Medb?
Miv is my real name. Medbeast is my screen name. You can call me Medi if you like.
That was 3 different choices there. Don't give 3 different choices to Sam. He won't know what to do.
Oh, mighty fine meeting you, Mitty. I'm Sam.
Is that all you are?
Sam does feel a little bit low, doesn't he?
I couldn't rightly say. I ain't no more or less than Sam.
You're cute, strange cowboy man.
I don't know that you should be calling your potential therapist cute, miss.
Not in a touching bodies way. I mean, you're more like a rabbit or a mouse.
Yeah, let me do the voices. Okay, voice volume right up. Music volume down a little bit. Because I feel like the music's gone way too loud. We'll try this. We'll get there.
Oh, I want to dress you up in a little mouse onesie and watch you scurry about.
That's better for me.
You can keep your hat on and be a little cowboy mouse. Oh, I like that very much.
Hello.
Keep you in a little cage and give you lots of cheese and, of course, a wheel to run on.
Is she flirting? Is she flirting with Sam? What's going on? Is she flirting?
You can be my whiskery little pet.
Yeah, she's flirting. My reaction to Sam.
What is the matter, Samuel?
She just popped up a rock. What's the matter?
I think I'm out of my depth here, Chief. I ain't keen to be anyone's pet.
Older vampires such as myself can sometimes be uncomfortable to be around.
Uncomfortable.
I believe this will be an excellent challenge in setting boundaries, Samuel. Explain to her your boundaries. You will be modeling positive behavior and saving yourself a little trouble.
We're talking about boundaries. You know how like last 3 hours when I did episode 1 and I was talking about we need to set boundaries. We're finally setting boundaries. Sam is finally doing it.
Yeah, just a little.
All the more reason to be clear and polite right now. Good luck, Samuel. I know you can do it.
You look distracted, little mouse. Have you smelt a bit of cheese?
Finally.
Did your whiskers twitch?
All right, miss, before we keep going, I think we need to set a few boundaries.
I don't want to wear a mouse. I don't eat cheese. What are you doing? We're gonna start at the top. I've figured out with this game it's all of them. So we can just go through every single one. I don't want to wear a onesie. This is an interesting point to come into, actually.
First of all, I ain't gonna wear no onesie. I don't think I could find one that'd fit.
I could sew one for you. I would make the neck hole really big so that your funny hat would fit right through it.
She's not listening to him, is she?
Okay, well, maybe I wasn't being clear. I don't want to wear a onesie.
But it would make me happy.
Oh.
Well, it wouldn't make me happy, miss.
Fine. But I don't like it.
Oh. She doesn't have to like it. That's one of Sam's boundaries. Sam is exerting his boundaries and saying, look, I don't want to wear a onesie. Also, I don't eat cheese.
I don't eat cheese, you know that. We only drink blood anyway. Mortal food doesn't exactly agree with us.
But a mouse who doesn't eat cheese is hardly a mouse.
But I'm not a mouse.
Then why do you have twitchy whiskers?
I just like the way they look.
Oh, I think she's talking about his moustache.
So do I. That's why I think you should eat some cheese.
Well, I ain't gonna. Take it or leave it.
You're very mean for a mouse.
Oh, here we go. This is usually the pushback we get from boundaries. It is, you're called mean. I don't want to live in a cage.
This stuff about putting me in a cage and making me your pet are things you should be doing with a blood partner.
Yeah, I don't think she's seen facial hair before. Although she was running around the clans of the Irish. And she's been around since the Bronze Age. And I don't know, not everybody's been... unless she's come across nobody with a moustache ever. I'm pretty sure clans around Britain and Ireland usually had facial hair. that it was an option.
Besides, I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist.
Here we go. Wow, Sam, this is a really good boundary. Well done. I make the rules about my own body. If I don't want something, you gotta respect it or find a new therapist. I like it. Go Sam, yeah.
You don't want me to do things to your body?
Many.
You cut that out. I'm serious now.
Very well. Be that way.
I think that about covers my boundaries.
I think that about covers it.
Oh, I've got to hit buttons.
Very well. It's a little boring. People usually let me do what I want to do.
Well, this is
Oh, I've cut her off. I'm so sorry.
something new.
I suppose you're right. It's very clever, strange cowboy man. May I still call you a mouse from time to time, though?
Oh, we've got a little bit of we've got an ask. She's asking for consent.
If it'll make you feel comfortable, I guess it ain't hurting me.
Okay.
But let's get to you and why you're here. Now, it said on your intake form that...
I don't remember. I was looking at the stream name and I was like, oh, she's a streamer. Is she afraid of aging? I don't remember. I don't think any of those three worked because I thought she was a hermit recluse that kind of sat at home all day, but I don't remember whatever. I'm gonna go for afraid of aging. We'll see what.
You're afraid of aging, right?
If it's wrong, we've kind of upset her.
I'm more than 1800 years old. It's a little too late to be concerned about getting old.
Oh dear.
You're rather uninformed for a human. Oh, for a mouse, though, that's a very
I
good
was
guess.
overworked.
Dang, I guess I should take a look at my notes.
Yeah, let's take a look at the notes, Sam. Sorry.
Mice read? And if so, what would they read? Of men and mice, maybe?
It's an interesting choice of
I
book.
guess they'd read better than I do. Well, let me check my notes again.
Pretty sure it's Mice of Men, the actual title, but I don't know if that's because copyright. Maybe she's overworked. Can we see the private property notes? Express demand at the increasing demands of her followers. She is overworked. Got you.
But you're overworked, it said. You're not my first client with that problem. What line of work you in?
I play video games.
Content creator. What's Sam's reaction going to be, do you think? Do you think he knows what a streamer is? What a content creator is?
Video games? Like Star Invaders?
Oh, Sam. I'm so sorry, Sam.
No, silly. More like Overcharged 2 and Pension Impact. More of an FPS and RPG girl.
Okay.
I don't know what them things are. I kind of figured video games were just a fad, like collecting ferns was in my time.
I'm sitting here playing video games with a vampire who doesn't know what video games is. Pension Impact, indeed.
Video games are lots of fun. There's even one where you get to play a cowboy and kill bunches and bunches of people.
I think Sam would like Red Dead Redemption. What do you think? I think he'd be fun at that. I think he'd like that.
Then you get to pretend you feel bad about it. But after that, you kill even more people.
Shucks, that there might give me some flashbacks. But you're working by playing video games? How's that?
It's so awkward because it's like I'm sitting here and he's explaining how much.
I stream on Glitch. I have millions and millions of followers there.
Oh, she's on Glitch.
Wait just a gosh darn minute. People are paying to watch you pee?
I'm not. I'm not touching this.
Of course not. That sort of thing would be on my Only Zealots page. If I could pee. Which I can't, because I'm a vampire.
This is awkward. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment here.
Alright, you gotta walk me through this.
No, let's not, Sam. Please don't. Don't walk through this. thinly veiled. What's only zealots? What's streaming mean if it ain't peeing?
What's streaming mean if it ain't peeing?
Exactly.
Streaming means to share your computer screen to the internet.
Ta-da!
Like watching the cinema, only instead of people shooting each other, it's you answering emails?
Yes, exactly like that.
Sort of. Mostly people just like to watch people shooting other people. Only it's little computer people that only look like people.
You're not helping, Maddie.
Clear as mud. I got some more questions about them funny things you mentioned, though.
Should we ask about the only zealots?
What's Only Zealots?
That's a very special website where my very special followers get to see me do naughty things for money.
Maddie.
You've been around a long while. Do you need money?
Ooh. Getting warm in here.
No, of course not. But I do like having mortal blood bags who will do anything for me. They're very useful.
This whole thing makes me feel old.
And me, Sam, and me. 100%, yeah. Feeling old.
But you're only a baby vampire, strange cowboy man. I'm glad you're not the kind of baby who poops and pees, though. That's quite icky.
You know when I said at the beginning about the content warnings? I'd like to update the content warnings.
I had some more questions.
I don't know. What's all this FPS and RPG stuff? What's this?
What's all this RPG and FPS stuff?
Role-playing games and first-person shooters.
Kinda dark to be playing games about the first person you ever shot. That ain't a good moment.
First person shooters. Sam's just taking everything literally, isn't he?
You're extra silly. It's a video game with a first-person perspective. It only looks as though you're shooting someone. I like the ones where there's lots and lots of blood. I end up feeling quite hungry.
Are they still using corn syrup to look like blood? It never looked realistic to me.
They don't use corn syrup in video games. You're very funny.
I'm glad I'm funny, I guess. Let me ask you something else about these video games.
Actually, I think I know enough.
Alright, I think I understand a little better. You're working pretty dang hard for all them followers. What do you need them for?
Lots of things. They pay my rent for me, buy clothes and gifts for me. They dispose of all the bodies. And they let me kill them too. They're all so eager to die. Poor little lambs.
Let me ask. Actually, no, I'm fine.
They're like servants?
Servants, little sheep, whatever you'd like to call them.
I wonder what Maddie does call her followers. She's probably got a name for them.
And they're willing to just up and die for you.
Oh, naturally. Sometimes all I have to do is smile for them. They find it enchanting, and they quite like my breasts and vulva.
Oh, I see.
Does it make you uncomfortable to hear me say breasts and vulva?
I reckon I just wasn't expecting that level of candidness.
She's like 1800. She's like, I know, straight in there.
Breasts, vulva.
Just keeps going.
Hey, come on now.
Oh, but it's so much fun to watch your little whiskers twitch.
Sam is so prudish. I think we're finding some of the ways that Sam doesn't work as a therapist. Like there's some sort of limits of people he won't work with, and I think Maddie is probably going to be one of them.
So these followers of yours do a lot of work for you, huh?
But I have almost 100 million little sheep. It's rather difficult to manage them all and keep them happy.
Why do you need to keep so many servants happy?
I need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing.
Oh, here we go. I need my sheep. If I don't have them, I'll have nothing. Enjoy your lick. So we have, if I don't have them, I'll have nothing. It feels very sort of black and white because she doesn't have them. Is she going to cease to exist? What's going to happen? I think I keep getting this wrong. I got this wrong a few times last time, but I think it's Nosferatu thinking.
Is it really true that if you don't have your followers, you won't have anything? Ain't you got other stuff you're interested in?
Suppose I enjoy reading and video games, and I can do those things alone. There's also playing games with my body.
Oh, yep, there's that.
Sam, you're in Leipzig. You've already been what's the word? Approached by a couple. This is very prudish, Sam.
Which Americans don't do. You like to shoot people instead. Bang, pow, ugh.
That ain't always true. But let's get back to what you were saying.
If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me.
Oh. If I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me. Ooh. Is this a control? Let me double check what a control fallacy is again. Because we're going back through the clients. Can I go there? Control fallacy. Yes, feeling responsibility or sole control or feeling completely hopeless. So she says, if I don't make them all happy, they'll turn against me. I think that's a control fallacy.
Oh, wait a minute. That's one of them double control fallacies.
A double one?
A control fallacy? What is that, manling?
It's the idea that you either have complete control over something or no control over something. The idea that you can make everyone happy is something that ain't in anyone's power. And assuming you have no control and they'll all turn against you ain't true either.
That's true, I suppose. I can do things you couldn't dream of. But I won't show them to you because you're an American.
Okay.
That is much appreciated, miss. And now about the stuff you were saying.
All I'll be is the lonely, crazy girl with a flat full of stinky corpses.
Oh. Will she though? Oh, excuse me. Burped in the middle. I think that's a labeling. I mean, she could be the lonely, stinky girl with a flat full of stinky corpses. Or what if she wasn't?
Let's ease off them labeling terms. Don't go.
We got 10 in a row!
Crazy.
Oh, we did it. Yes, exactly. Labeling terms. Don't call yourself crazy.
But I am crazy. And I know how strange I sound to these short-lived creatures.
I mean, nowhere in that sentence when she was talking about breast and vulva and all these sort of things did I ever think she was crazy.
I reckon I might sound the same if I were around as long as you and seen some of the stuff you've seen. Besides, crazy ain't got any kind of real meaning. What's sane? You've been around a while, you know them definitions change all the time.
I mean, Beyonce was crazy in love.
I suppose that's true. Don't think any of us are really sane.
I think that's a heck of a lot closer to the truth.
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
Oh, yeah, Maddie. That's okay. I will get my eyes sorted eventually. They just want to look at my body parts anyway. I don't have much else to share, it seems. Is this another Nosferatu? We're getting a bit thingy here. I mean, I've enjoyed her talk. I've enjoyed speaking to her. She listened and understood when Sam was talking about boundaries. No, it's not
I think it is
Nosferatu.
obvious that your client has many interesting traits beyond the physical. Few speak the way she does.
Okay. Is it labelling that?
I just want to look at my body parts anyway. Don't have much else to share, it seems.
Or is it disqualifying the positive?
Come on now, you've been around for nearly 2,000 years. How in the heck could you have nothing to offer? I'm sure you could tell me all sorts of things about history and the places you've been to and the things you've done.
Exactly.
If I talk about things I like, my followers abandon me. Fickle little bloodbags. They always like it when I show off, though.
No. Are we getting to the real understanding reason here?
That's a problem with your followers, not you. Don't go disqualifying the positive things about yourself just because they don't see them.
Exactly.
Very kind, Manling. If you were one of my followers, I might even let you live.
Thanks, Maddie.
A very kind gesture, miss.
I can't help but think, though.
Mm-hmm.
Should make my little sheep happy. After all, they are willing to die for me.
Ooh. Is this a should statement? Should she make her little sheep happy? What happens if they're not happy? Is she going to be streaming 24/7 so that they are happy? What happens when she's not streaming and they're not happy?
You say you should keep your followers happy. Do you like it when they're happy?
Just because I kill my bloodbags doesn't mean I wish to be cruel. After all, they're so cute when they die with smiles on their precious little faces.
I'm glad to hear that, but here's the thing. When you say you should make them happy, you turn it into a responsibility.
There we go.
If you got 100 million people you should please, that's pressure you don't need. Get what I'm saying?
Is this where the pressure comes from? Because she says in her notes about she's getting a bit overwhelmed about the keeping her followers happy.
You are too sweet, little mouse. Like a sugar mouse. Someone might try to eat you.
If they already did, how do you think I turned into a vampire?
You make me seem very silly for worrying so much about my blood bags. Not a very good vampire, am I?
Yeah, here we go again.
Well, what's a good vampire supposed to do?
Good question, Sam. What is a good vampire in her eyes? What is Maddie's idea of a good vampire?
My blood father used to tell me that we were supposed to be gods. Told me that we would rule all humanity. I imagine he'd be ever so disappointed in me.
Well, blood parents are always complicated. They like continuing their legacies, but people ain't too good at being anything but themselves.
I wish someone would tell him that. He's a very bad listener.
Well, you should be proud of yourself for getting away from him. I know it ain't easy.
I didn't leave him. The druids sealed him away long ago.
I love it. It's just the Bloodfather out there behind a rock underneath Arthur's mound or something like that. Morning, y'all. How you doing?
Slow our soul when he escapes. And there will be nothing we can do. Oh, this could be ever so much blood.
Oh, wow, okay. There's nothing we can do? Is this another control fallacy?
I think we can handle a vampire. There's a lot more of us now, and I bet the bastard ain't even heard of a gun.
You're derping around in Starfield. Nice. I'm good, thank you. Yeah, it's not too bad.
You don't understand. He's a wizard.
Well, last I heard, wizards ain't bulletproof. Let's give ourselves a little credit.
Interesting.
I ain't gonna worry too much about this fella. Besides, if he is coming back to kill us all, we only got so much time to enjoy, right?
True. Is he going to end up on the couch? Am I going to end up next to like a wizard? A Bloodfather wizard? An itch.
These dang followers of yours have got you stuck at home, though.
It's better this way. It's not safe outside.
Oh. Why?
Well, why do you say that?
Ah, good challenge, Sam. What's going on?
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel, horrible.
Oh. There are bad people out there. Are we labelling? Are we labelling everybody as bad, or are we doing a Nosferatu thinking of everybody's bad, therefore I need to stay in?
I know you've been through some tough times, Mitty, and you got a hell of a lot of reasons to think people are all awful. But those experiences ain't the be-all and end-all. There's a lot of bad, a lot of good, and even more in between.
Maybe. But it's safer to assume that it's all bad. Mortals are very afraid, and when mortals are afraid, they are quite cruel.
True. I can't doubt. I can't say that. I can't say anything about that. That's Yes?
That's more of that all or nothing thinking. There's billions of people out there now, and more differences between each and every one of them than you'd expect.
But I don't need to endanger myself anymore. I have my sheep.
Yeah. It's a cult. Is it a cult? Is it a... She's not... She isn't, to be fair.
I'm sure we'll get to talking about them real soon.
I could talk about them now. They help me stay in my flat. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them. And touch them and enslave them.
Okay. Interesting statement. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them and touch them and enslave them. Is this Nosferatu? Are we black and white thinking? I'm gonna read that out. Okay, I'm gonna put it. At least the sheep aren't bad. I mean, that's a pun that was waiting. I don't know why Sam didn't make it, to be fair. Maybe Sam's trying to be a bit more bit more serious. Sam is never sensible. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them and touch them and enslave them. The door was wide open. It was. I don't see why Sam didn't do it, to be fair. Sam needs to say it, to be fair. I have power. I can burn them. Control, I think.
With all due respect, miss, you're playing with sunshine here. Life is always going to change. That's the one thing we can be sure of.
That's true, Sam.
Your retreating from society is only going to make it harder to face the changes ahead.
Such as when the machines arrived.
Sorry, what? What do you mean, Manny? What? What machines?
What machines are you talking about?
The ones in the factories. The ones who made me leave the bog. Did not like that very much. Not at all.
Okay.
Oh, look, I didn't want to upset you. You're here to handle the world a little better, and that means being honest about what might happen. That makes sense?
Yes. Machines keep getting stronger. I should be ready for them.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's keep talking.
They used to call me Calich Namona, the Witch of the Bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster.
Are we labelling yourself as a monster? The Witch of the Box.
Hold on a sec, Mitty. I get that there's safety in people thinking you're some kind of monster. But what I can't abide is you calling yourself one. Names have power. You know what they used to call me?
Fuzzy McWhiskers. Scaly Tail Sam. Ooh, Scurrying Sam.
I love it. She's pretty cute for a monster. I know, isn't she? With the little pigtail. So cute.
They called me Slaughtering Sam. And as you might imagine, I didn't earn many friends with that name.
No.
That's not very cute at all.
It's not, Maddie. That's what he said. He said it wasn't cute.
No, it ain't. I didn't feel cute neither. I felt like an evil bastard. And that ain't a good feeling.
I didn't say I liked being a monster. It just makes me feel safe.
Mm-hmm. So she's kind of got that whole sort of, I'm a monster. I've got this kind of barrier around me almost. She's kind of protecting herself in that kind of thoughts of being a monster. Everybody is afraid of monsters. That kind of, it's kind of like an armor for her.
Then let's find a way to help you feel safe without calling yourself a monster then, huh? But keep going.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair.
Okay, so she wants to be safe by showing people what it's kind of. I've got like an image of, like, you know, when like a cat or a dog is like backed into a corner, or they think that another example is if you've got a cat and you've given it like a hidey hole, like one of those little tent things that it can hide in. Sometimes it'll attack because it thinks it's safe in there. So you'll occasionally, I'm only speaking from my experience with my cat, who was probably described easily as a monster. He would sit in his little tent, and then as soon as you walked past, there'd be like a as he scoots out to attack you. Sorry, that was a segue. I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair. We're controlling again here, aren't we? I think we've got control. We are the monster. We're in safety and we're showing other people what we think.
Medi believes there is only one course of action to take. We know this cannot be true, do we not?
Okay.
If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I really am from the safety of my lair.
So are we shutting?
Well, why
We're
should you
shutting.
show them what a monster you are?
So that they'll know to stay away,
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
of course.
They'll know to stay away.
And is that the only way people will stay away?
It's the way I know. I used to put severed heads outside my cottage, but the policemen don't like that very much.
It's interesting because she sounds like she can't get people to disappear and leave her alone, and have her own boundaries. She's not. Whereas before we were talking about respecting Sam's boundaries, we've also got Medi, who has no boundaries, and the only way she can get people to leave her alone is by shouting at them or by showing them what a monster she is. But do we have to go straight to being a monster? Could we not just set boundaries when we're sort of relaxed and down here? Why does the emotions have to go straight up into I need to be a monster to get people to leave me alone? That's what I'm kind of getting from it.
So what if I said you should protect yourself by putting severed heads outside your place again?
I'd say you should learn otherwise. The police can be very mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Should doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. It might seem like it's just words, but them words can lock us up tighter in a bank vault. But let's keep talking.
Okay.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
Oh. Can't you? Is that all you've known? What do you mean you can't survive?
We ancient vampires are very few. I can tell you with some certainty that your client is very good at hiding her true capabilities, perhaps even from herself.
Alright, thanks Andy, that helps me none. Not very helpful, Andy, thanks.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
We
Okay.
ancient vampires are very few.
Thank you, Andy.
I can tell you with some...
Living alone is the life I know, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I've known for millennia. I can't survive in society now.
What, no.
We ancient vampires
Yes,
are
okay, I'm just gonna go and click everyone.
I know you've been through some tough times, but there's some stuff you're saying that just doesn't square with reality. Let's go over what you just said.
Sam, thanks for helping.
Because there are bad people out there. They've tried to burn me, touch me, enslave me. They are cruel. If I stay in one place, I have power. Instead of them burning me, I can burn them and touch them and enslave them. They used to call me Calich Namona, the Witch of the Bogs. I like it that way. I like it when they think I'm a monster. If I want to be safe, I should show them what a monster I
Have we
really
gone
am
back?
from the safety of my lair. Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia.
I'm so confused.
I can't survive in society now.
You can't survive, that's... What?
We ancient vampires
What he's
are
asking
very few.
me.
I can tell you with some certainty.
Living alone is the life I know, anyway. Well, I've known for millennia.
It's not nosferatu thinking. We did control.
Society now.
Labeling? It's not
We
labeling.
ancient vampires are
What?
very few. I can tell you with some certainty.
Living alone is the life I know.
Should.
Anyway.
No.
We ancient vampires are very few.
I'm getting annoyed.
Living alone is
Disqualifying.
You're what?
How is that
17,
disqualifying the
18
positive?
years old?
What was that?
You're older than any government on Earth. You've seen the world change in ways none of us could dream of.
How is that disqualifying the positive? What was so annoyed.
Hell, you basically won the internet, and I can barely open up my Vmail program. You're way more capable than you're giving yourself credit for.
Okay.
I suppose that's true. But I'm not very good with real life people. Unless I'm eating them.
You're still disqualifying the positive by canceling out all them skills you got. You can use all that modern lingo I barely even heard of. You dad fam?
That was ages ago.
You moved on from that.
See what I'm saying?
You are very clever, sweetling. It is easy to forget how small and weak mortals are. The world is a big place full of things that might try to hurt me.
She does know he's a vampire, doesn't she? 'Cause she's on about mortals. How sweet he keeps talking about Sam and mortals in the same sentence, and I'm like, she does know he's a vampire, doesn't she?
Well, before you face the world, why don't we start with your neighborhood? Let's start slow. Take a walk around your block, 15 minutes a day. Just spend a little time outside looking at the
Okay.
moon.
Okay, we're in this bit. Yeah, go for a mindful walk. Yep. Go for a 15-minute walk.
I suppose if anyone tries to hurt me, I should be able to kill them or enslave them.
Maddie is going to kill the first person who looks at her. There's going to be a dog walker that's going to walk past and just be like, morning, and she's going to attack.
Very well, strange cowboy man. If anyone does kill me, I'll simply become a ghost. Then I can whisk myself up your bottom with a little ghost needle and poke at your guts.
I don't think it'll come to that. Just spend some time outside and see how you feel, and we'll talk again in a month. Sound good?
Okay. He's going to do nothing for 3 weeks. You've seen all these people in a month. There's going to be like me just sat around for a week going, new clients.
Very well. I suppose my followers outside must be eager to carry my coffin home. Promised I would eat them when we got there, so shouldn't keep them waiting.
Okay.
Farewell then, little mouse.
Hoo-wee!
Ooh, indeed.
Well done, my friend. You seem a little out of sorts. Are you quite all right?
Sam's just had an eye-opener today.
She was something else.
Like so many of our kind, she simply struggles to adjust to a constantly changing world. I think you will be of great help to her. She clearly likes you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You are under my protection while you are here, Samuel. I guarantee no ghosts will travel up your posterior.
Love it.
You've done excellent work tonight. Please, relax downstairs. Summer will be here before we know it, and the nights shall become short once again.
Oh dear.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Rest in peace. Are we back in the club? The coffin? Where are we?
Tarnation. I'm glad the kids here aren't glued to their little TVs. I wonder why that is. I'll bet Crimson knows.
The music will be a little louder at the moment because we're down in the club.
Giddy up, little doggy.
Hi, Crimson.
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Truth is, I'm running out of cowboy terms. What can I get you, handsome?
You've used like 4. You called him Clint Eastwood. You killed him. You Dastardly Dan or something. Yosemite Sam, wasn't it? The Giddy Up, and there was something else. It's like 4, Crimson.
How about a kind ear for my troubles?
You got a real old school way of seeing bartenders. But in this case, you're right. I am a good listener. Lay it on me.
Okay.
I got this new client. It makes me feel old.
250-year-old man feels old, huh?
Yeah. But seriously, I thought I understood people, but she's from another time, like. I've been around a long time, and I ain't seen nothing quite like this internet. But my client lives there.
And you think you can't help her because you don't understand the internet?
No. Did we help her? I don't know. I don't know. Did we help? I think we helped her. I think we were positive.
I reckon I can be of some aid. Just gotta figure out all this technology. My dial-up modem might not be up to today's standard.
Maybe you were right. You are ancient.
Dial up modems.
But I'm glad you're feeling confident, cowboy. A vampire who can adapt is a mighty fine one.
And also a therapist who can adapt is also a mighty fine one.
Gosh.
Here's the thing, cowboy. Nobody understands the internet.
Nope.
I don't feel old yet, though. Still just glad to be alive, thanks to Andy's blood.
Oh, yeah?
I know you've been curious about why I've been drinking vampire blood. You don't have to pretend. I've got a rare blood cancer. Andy's blood is what's keeping me alive.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, I'm real sorry.
I didn't say I was dying. I said I had cancer. Stop making that face. I'm just glad I found Andy. Don't think I was quite ready to die.
I, for one, am glad you're sticking around, Crimson.
Yeah, so am I.
Well, thank you kindly. So what'll it be, Sam? You ain't gonna dance?
No, I ain't gonna dance.
You owe me that story one day, cowboy. Here, have a little something I whipped up for Andy. Herbal blood tea.
Okay.
No garlic, right?
No garlic.
Okay. No garlic.
Mighty kind of you. Maybe I'll take a nightcap. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Adios, muchacho.
I think that's my last client for a while. My caseload's big enough. I'm starting to get overwhelmed.
He's got what, 4?
Maybe something from one of my books will inspire me.
I hope so.
But then again, I could watch cartoons instead.
Oh, do we read or do we watch cartoons? Let's watch a cartoon. Let's see what that's like. See how loud that is.
I used to have a crush on Betty Boop and I ain't ashamed.
Oh. We're watching Betty Boop. I don't know if it actually shows the whole thing. Oh! It might show the whole thing. We might be doing a Betty Boop show. It is. Yeah, we're showing a whole Betty Boop show. The strangest game.
Night, Betty.
Good night, Uncle Max.
What is this Betty Boop show? I love it. It's 18. A shoe? Just ate something. Toothache. Oh yeah, I think it's toothache.
My tooth.
Destroying a dentist. Should we add that? We're gonna have to maybe add dentist to the content warning. It's showing the whole video, isn't it? The whole cartoon.
Let me see the big bad Tuesday.
Oh, Betty. I would like to see her qualifications in dentistry.
I'll be with you in a minute.
Laughing gas. I don't think he's supposed to have the hysterics. Oh, it's linking. Oh dear.
Oh, my dear, I feel so silly and so queer. Ding, ding, following, ha, ha, ha. Hi-yi-hi, me-oh-my. I could laugh until I die. Ding, ding, following, ha, ha, ha.
Oh dear. I don't think anybody's okay. Oh no, they're all going for it now. It's leaking into the real world. It just keeps going. It just keeps laughing. That was the oddest. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna stop watching the TV.
They don't make them like they used to.
It's coming round again.
I think that's enough action for one night. Time I got me some shut-eye. Good night, son.
Good night, son. That was I've never seen an old black and white cartoon inside of a video game before.
A fine evening to you, Samuel.
Oh, checkpoint saved.
Tonight.
How are we feeling tonight?
Not bad, not bad. A little overwhelmed, but I guess I kind of have a lot going on these days.
Indeed you do. The mind is an easy place to get lost in, is it not?
You ain't kidding. Keeping all them cognitive distortions in my head and sorting through all my clients' problems ain't easy.
Yeah, Sam, that's why we have supervisors.
We are not machines, Samuel. I believe you will find that you can never handle everything at once. There is a term the mortals use these days, multitasking. It's a kind of meta-control fallacy. Even we must handle thoughts one at a time.
You're adding more stuff onto me, Andy. I can't cope with the 5 you've given me.
I guess. I just hope I can concentrate on my own therapy with all this stuff bouncing around in my noggin.
I do not expect you to be an exception to the rule, my dear fellow. Let us see whether we can clear your head.
Okay.
I would like to introduce you to a ritual I have learned for stilling the mind.
Oh, are we doing mindfulness? Is this where we're going?
This some kind of ancient vampire secret? Something the old ones gave you that's been lost to time? Something mortals could never imagine?
No.
No, it's just meditation.
It's just meditation, dude.
Oh,
That does not make the technique any less valuable. Now then, close your eyes. I will guide you through this process.
Okay. Andy's probably going to take us through a meditation. If you want to, do it. If you are not in a position to close your eyes and still for a moment, please don't. Please don't. If you are driving, if you are in charge of anybody, if you are responsible for children, animals, that kind of thing, please don't. If you're at work, again, please don't.
Think of a place that brings you comfort. Where is it?
Oh, home?
I'd have to say the woods. I always liked being in nature.
Okay.
Then imagine the woods and let your thoughts come to you. When you try to focus on your thoughts, you will find them difficult to catch.
Hang on, this is, I didn't realize there was going to be two things. Right, okay, so I think I've got to do left click. Okay.
What you must do is simply breathe. Fill your lungs and your thoughts will slow down. Simply concentrate on your thoughts for a moment and they will clear.
I don't like the fact it still says Andy sure has a tall glass of water. Sam, what kind of thoughts are you having here, dude?
When they become elusive once more, simply let your breath go.
Okay.
I shall let you begin.
I'm already breathing in and out.
I ain't cut out for this therapy thing.
Oh.
Andy sure is a tall glass of water. I miss my princess. I kinda miss farting. Focus, Sam, focus.
I don't think do I need to acknowledge anything? Focus. Oh. How do I acknowledge the thought? Oh, do I just hold on to it? Okay. Breathe in. And breathe out.
Who's got a pretty mane? Wonder what's on Batflix.
So I need to do it when it's...
Should I hook up with Reinhardt? I'm so bad at meditating. I like blood from San Antonio, not New York City. Relax, ain't no vampire hunters here. Who's my favorite horse? Is it you?
Okay. I just kind of, as his lungs are filled, so hold breathe in until he lets go, and then hover over, I think.
How are you feeling now?
Confused?
Yeah, alright. Fine, really. All them thoughts just feel like thoughts.
What sorts of things came up for you?
Well, I thought about my clients. I thought about all them cognitive distortions. My horse came up a lot.
Your horse?
Yeah, Princess. She was my horse back when I was alive. I still think about her every day. I can't really stop.
Oh.
I understand. I have bonded with many horses in my own life, but it sounds as though the loss of Princess was particularly fraught.
Yeah.
Would you like to start there?
Not sure I'd like it, but seeing as it's come up, maybe we should talk about what happened to her. It's got a lot to do with my old gang.
Oh no. Content warning, animal death?
I mentioned them before. Well, the Mystic Bastards was their name. They were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose, and I had nothing to lose.
That sounds like some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
Oh, I can see that now. But it turned out I still did have something to lose. And they took that from me to prove my loyalty.
Oh no, not princess.
They took my princess. Killed her in cold blood. and made me watch the whole thing. They made sure she saw me too.
Oh, Samuel, I am so sorry.
Got like a lump in my chest. Like my chest hurts at the moment.
I just stood there, watching her dying, with them big eyes looking at me like she knew I betrayed her. They knew what it would take to break me, and it's my fault for letting them do it.
Oh, again with the thinking.
But Samuel, these mystic bastards, it sounds as though these loyalty tests were a cruel, mechanical part of their indoctrination process. These are the actions of a cult. They had no special care for you or your princess.
Well, it sure as shit worked. They knew where to hit me, and it's my fault for letting it happen.
Is it his fault though?
What they did, Samuel, had little to do with you personally. You were vulnerable, and they took advantage. This is what cults do. But Samuel, you are exhibiting a cognitive distortion known as personalization. You are attributing the mystic bastard's actions entirely to your own supposed failings.
The mystic bastards? The mystic clans? Andy, what are you doing?
While it is natural to grieve for your horse, holding yourself solely responsible is neither fair nor accurate.
Agreed.
Hold on a sec, my head's hurting. I can't hold on to all them distortions all the time. Ain't personalization a lot like a control fallacy?
Mm-hmm.
An astute observation, Samuel. Personalizations are often a form of control fallacy. While control fallacies often manifest as a belief that you have more control over external events than is actually the case, personalization is a more specific tendency to believe that external events are reactions to you.
Yes.
But let us leave control fallacies out of the picture for now. You are correct that keeping all distortions in mind at once is unrealistic. I would not interrupt your thoughts if I did not think personalization important. You are shouldering the blame for Princess's death. I can see that.
Well, if it ain't my fault, who else's is it?
I think it's the cults.
The mystic bastards, of course. Let me put it into perspective for you. I will make a series of statements, and you help me identify the personalization distortion.
Okay.
I overslept in my coffin because I forgot to set my alarm.
That's not personalized. That's okay.
I bit Crimson's neck last night and missed the vein because I was distracted. It was entirely my fault.
Okay.
Batflix raised my subscription price again because they knew I would pay no matter what.
Ooh, there's the personalization.
Well, that's the personalization. Batflix has no earthly clue who you are. They just raise their subscription prices anyway.
Just as your gang planned to isolate members from their former lives. Do you see the connection?
Maybe.
I guess so. I was just too stupid to see it at the time.
Ah, calling yourself stupid is what distortion?
Oh, it's a labeling distortion.
Yeah, it's labeling. But I should have known anyway. I knew that crew was bad news. I just thought I was bad news too.
Okay.
You should have known. That's another distortion of reality, Samuel.
It's a short statement.
All right, fine. Should statement, whatever. So what the hell am I supposed to do, Andy? Say nothing's ever my fault and I don't gotta know nothing?
Oh, Sam, hang on. We're getting. Oh, can you feel the hackles going up? Can you feel him getting a little bit like, oh, what am I supposed to do?
I was responsible for getting that beautiful horse killed.
No, you weren't.
She trusted me, and if I'd been someone else, she wouldn't have had to die in that awful way.
It's guilt. There, though. That's grief and guilt and shame, and that's a whole. Ooh, that's a messy basket.
I am not asking you to lie to yourself. Far from it. And I am not suggesting that you absolve yourself of all responsibility. But what would you say if a friend came to you with the same story? Would you tell them what they should have done? Would you call them stupid?
Exactly. Would Sam go up to a friend and say, oh, you should have done this? Oh.
You said yourself that you joined your gang because they were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose. I do not think this is a circumstance most people choose.
Yeah, I suppose.
Remember, Samuel, we are trying to reframe our thinking by clarifying these distortions. I know it may feel as though I am picking on you, but I am not. Let us forget what you should have done to make room for a different distortion. You are drawing a direct link from your emotion to the death of your horse. This is a distortion called emotional reasoning.
Okay.
I understand the guilt you feel, Samuel, but your guilt does not act on its own. This terrible thing, it did happen. And some choices you made undoubtedly created the circumstances for it to occur. You are not blameless, but let us restrict your blame to what you have actually done.
I'm sorry. I get awful worked up when talking about my princess. You should have seen her, Andy. She had these eyes. She looked right into my tainted soul and still loved me.
I understand, Samuel. We feel tremendous guilt when we fail an animal. When we look at reality, it is not to dismiss our burdens, but to process them fairly. I would like you to understand emotional reasoning so you can see how emotions color our thoughts. Please listen, and call me out when I am using emotional reasoning.
Another practice. Okay. Get ready for this. I can do this. Do this.
I feel anxious.
Oh.
Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smell from the Indian restaurant next door.
That's okay.
The mood in my club is somber tonight. I am sure it is a reflection of my own dark mood.
Oh, is this an emotional reasoning?
That's the emotional reasoning right there. I don't think them folk in the club know too much about how you're feeling.
Exactly.
Exactly. Our emotions can feel all-encompassing, and that is purely biological. We are animals, Samuel. There is a small cluster of brain tissue at the base of the cranium that tells us we are safe or that we are about to die.
It's been a while since I did the human brain. So that's the lizard brain, isn't it? The one that reacts to tell us what's it. I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I don't know enough about the brain.
The complexity of our existence is at odds with our biology, but we have the logic to recognize it.
Well, if reincarnation's a thing, I think I'd rather come back as a horse.
Yes. Maybe. I think I personally would come back as a golden retriever. Like, because they always seem fun. And they're always having fun. And I think I'd come back as... It's got to be a golden retriever that's spoiled. So, like, a golden retriever that has their own family. With, like, kids that can, like, throw the ball for me. And I can just lay there on a couch. That's my ideal.
It is indeed a boon and a curse to have human complexity of thought.
No kidding. If I were a horse, I'd know better than to join any cowboy gang, let alone the Mystic Bastards. I'd be happy with a bag of oats and a field to run around in.
There we go.
How did you end up with the Mystic Bastards in the first place?
Ooh, backstory.
Well, like I said, I didn't have much choice. Nobody would have taken me in at that point, except a hangman, maybe. I wasn't a vampire yet, so hanging didn't sound too appealing. The last job I did got my brother killed, and after that, my wife left with my daughter, and I never saw him again. Can't say I blame her.
Oh, I think a bit of hair stuck. That's what it was. Sorry. Something was upsetting my eye, and I think I got a hair stuck in my glasses. Ooh. I think I did it.
I didn't have nobody. Ain't no surprise that a vampire gang would be the only people to take me in.
Aha, so that is how you turned.
Yes, sir. It wasn't pleasant. Not the candlelight and writhing body sort of affair you see in mortal vampire stories.
Oh, I like those stories.
That is terrible, Samuel. The turning is never easy. How did they find you?
That job that got my brother killed, we partnered up with one of them Mystic Bastards for it. He knew where to find me.
And he knew you were vulnerable and that you had no place to go.
I've thought about that. Were they setting me up all along? Maybe. But whether they were or not, I really didn't have any place to go. I know when them wanted dead or alive posters go up, folk find dead easier and more fun. People saw me as outlaw scum when I was a kid, and there was no way they were going to be kinder knowing I was in a gang.
You know this for a fact. You are certain that no one would have any pity on you at all. That your only recourse was to join your gang?
I guess I don't actually know that no one but the bastards would have taken me in. Sounds like a cognitive distortion, huh?
It does indeed.
I think you see the patterns now. It may seem like pedantry, and perhaps it is, but pedantry is the search for ultimate truth.
There we go.
Spoken like a true pedant.
It comes with being terrifyingly old.
What better?
You discovered the cognitive distortion before I could point it out to you.
It's getting better. He's doing it.
It is a cognitive distortion similar to Nosferatu thinking. So let us put that particular distortion out of our minds for now.
Okay.
Yes, things were grim for you, but your experiences caused you to assume that there were none who would favor you with a kind eye. You were exhibiting the cognitive distortion of overgeneralization, the idea that no mortal could accept you.
Okay. Nobody can accept me because I am terrible. That kind of thinking.
This clouded truth made you vulnerable to the mystic bastard's approach.
Damn. Maybe you ain't wrong, huh? I should have joined the Foreign Legion or something.
Sam in the Royal Legion hat. I can see it.
Should statement.
Oh, there we go. Sam, you caught it.
Your mind is not a cognitive distortion shooting gallery, Samuel. Cut yourself some slack. All we seek is recognition of our distortions, not perfection and not punishment. Let us test your ability to recognize overgeneralization. Then I believe we will have covered enough for tonight. Allow me to begin.
Okay, go for it.
Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything.
Ah. They think they know everything. Is that an overgeneralization? Or is it a label? Ooh. They think they know everything. Is that a labeling?
My friend,
No.
we are only focusing on overgeneralizations.
Okay.
Right now. Try once more.
Okay.
Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything.
Wait, ain't you an elder vampire? You don't seem like much of a know-it-all.
I overthought it.
That's right, Samuel. Though, in all honesty, I used to be quite insufferable myself.
Oh.
I aspire to be more patient these days. Let me continue. It seems to me that being a werewolf is pretty rough.
Rough. Overgeneralization?
Well, that's kind of an overgeneralization, ain't it? You don't really know what being a werewolf is like.
I agree, but I only said that it seemed to be.
Oh
that
my
being a werewolf
gosh.
was rough.
Oh, well, that dog joke has got to be a distortion of some kind.
That's a terrible pun.
No, it is just a bad joke.
Oh, okay.
Vampires from Transylvania all have funny accents. I want to suck your blood. Who talks like this?
Is that an overgeneralization? Click it for everyone.
That seems like an overgeneralization, Andy. I ain't sure any of them ever sounded like that. Pretty sure they all sound American these days anyway from watching bat flicks all the time.
Correct, Samuel. I apologize for the offensive accent. It was employed only to prove a point.
Right, okay.
Well done, Samuel. Your ability to identify cognitive distortions continues to impress. But let us bring things back to you. I do not ask you to absolve yourself of the things you have done. You did not have the tools to be mindful of the thought patterns that made you vulnerable to the mystic bastards.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the mind state that Sam was in when he met them wasn't something that he would have then turned around and said, "Ah, you're trying to get me to join a cult here."
I have seen mindfulness take root in you, though, Samuel. I hope this session has been helpful to you.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm still sad. I'm still regretful about Princess. I think I'll always be. My not being mindful is what killed her. Every time I think about it, I just know I'm a terrible person who messes everything up. But I think the awareness helps.
Okay.
It does. Then please tell me what cognitive distortion you just exemplified. Was it emotional reasoning, overgeneralization, or personalization?
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to what he said. I mean, the options there, it's all of them.
I guess it was kind of all of them.
Masterful deduction, Samuel. Your sense of self-awareness is most impressive.
If in doubt, go for all of them. Every single one.
Remember, cognitive distortions are not a cudgel to beat yourself with.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're spouting cognitive distortions all the time, ain't my clients gonna be mad at my constantly interrupting them?
But we're not constantly interrupting them.
You continue to impress. Yes, we cannot bully our clients with distortions. Thus, I find it is best to clear our minds and focus on a few during each session.
Okay.
Keeping endless distortions in mind is not easy for a therapist either, after all. I think we have done excellent work tonight, and I'm certain you've built up a thirst. I know this evening was emotionally intense, Ask Crimson for some scotch.
Get some
Drinking
scotch.
booze ain't exactly compatible with our biology, Andy.
By scotch, I mean Scottish blood. It's iron rich and quite delicious. I age it in whiskey barrels.
Right. I have several questions about aging blood in whiskey barrels, but I'm just gonna park them.
That sounds pretty nice. I might just do that and call it an early night.
More Betty Boop.
As you wish, Samuel. Rest well, and do not lasso yourself so tightly as you say. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself.
I'm just gonna leave before I get more embarrassed.
Okay, Sam, you do that.
Very well, Samuel. Rest in peace, my friend.
For a therapist, he doesn't do very much on the emotions and stuff when emotions come up.
Samuel, greetings. You are seeing Dr. Drain again tonight, yes?
What happened? Was he supposed to get some scotch? I missed what? I think I missed something. What? Did the game cut something out?
That's right. I'm keen to see how he's getting on. That fella's got himself wrapped up real tight.
Okay. I mean, I assume we had our scotch. We had a very nice morning's rest, and now we're back up here again.
Do not expect too much change too quickly. It takes a while for thoughts to internalize, even when we know the truth of them logically. It took me only 2,800 years or so to internalize what I needed.
Okay.
I don't think the doc's gonna be too keen to wait that long.
I do not think he will have to. Unlike myself, he has you to guide him.
Oh gosh, I barely know what I'm doing, boss. I'm not sure I can keep track of all these new distortions I know about.
I do not expect you to. We humans are distortion machines, my friend. But let us ensure we address Dr. Drain's core distortion. You know what it is, don't you?
Big old grumpus. I think it was disqualifying the positive.
It's disqualifying the positive, ain't it?
Dr. Drain does indeed exhibit this cognitive distortion, as we all do. But there is a distortion that truly drives his decision making. I think you can tell me what it is.
Oh, okay. It's should statements.
That fella's a should statement machine, I'll tell you what.
That's right. We can be certain he will carry this distortion with him, but I would like you to pick the rest to keep in mind, Samuel.
Okay.
Up until this point, you have addressed client distortions in small clusters.
Yes.
But now that you are aware of more cognitive distortions, you will notice them everywhere. We must not use cognitive distortions as weapons to beat our clients with, so pick 4 more to keep in mind during your session.
Okay.
But what do I do if I detect he's showing the distortions I'm putting aside?
You do not need to address all of them, my friend. You will not catch every distortion, and if you did, I believe your clients would find you irritating. I do not alert you to half of your cognitive distortions.
No, we've seen them all.
We know that Dr. Drain will exhibit should statements. What else do you think he will come to this session with?
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. I think he was control fallacy. Let's try emotional reasoning, disqualifying the positive, and overgeneralization. I feel like that is him. I don't remember. We saw him last week.
I think I've got what I need now.
Okay.
Very good, Samuel. I will leave you to it. Have confidence. It is well earned.
Okay.
I guess I just gotta believe you. All right, Andy, I'll do my best.
Let's
I know
go.
you will. I will see you after your session.
I think I'm ready. And here comes the man himself.
Here we go.
Dr. Drain, good to see you again.
Yes, well, I wish I could say the same. I have
Wow.
not had the most productive month.
Oh, it has been a month. Okay.
Back on this productive wagon, huh? Last time we were talking about all them should statements.
Yes, exactly. And what a waste of time that was. I took what we spoke about to heart, you know, like a fool.
Oh.
But the should statements, as you so tritely put them, were the only thing holding me together.
Right.
You ignored the addiction problem I came to you with. Nay, worse, you told me it was fine. And oh, how eager I was to test that theory. I have partaken of my awful plasma almost every night. I am more monster than man now.
Oh. That's nuts, none of those.
Sounds to me like we could be having a fruitful conversation about moderation.
I have a better idea. Seeing as you do not understand the gravity of the situation, I will make you understand.
Okay.
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show you how should statements are the remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
Okay. Oh, have I got to actually intervene here? I don't remember what they... What? Ain't nothing more to read. Wow, okay, thanks. Whoa. Right. So. Control. Helpless. We've got control, should, yep. Emotional reasoning. Disqualifying the positive. Cancelling out the good and leaving the bad. Overgeneralization. We take one or two experiences and then assume future experiences. Emotional reason when we act like our feelings represent reality. Okay. Isn't that over? No.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite an imperative. But whence came this imperative, Samuel?
I don't know.
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence.
I agree with you that should statements are human, but that don't make them universal. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's lots of ways to live, Doc.
That is exactly the problem, Sam. We don't live. And this is the result most dire. Witness the wages of our sin.
Now, hold on a sec, Doc. I think we better...
The time for caution is over. Goodbye, Sam.
Oh, bye.
What in hell?
Does it feel good to be alive? And who are you, darling?
Have we got a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on here? What's going on? What?
I'm Sam. I'm your therapist, Doc. You know that.
Doug's not here.
My therapist! Oh, how wonderful. How absolutely pathetic. A vampire therapist. Oh, what a sad, pathetic waste you are, Dr. Drain.
Wow.
Allow me to introduce myself, then. I am Lord Lyridus, and unlike that sad sack of quivering shit you've been talking to, I am a vampire.
I'm sure he's a vampire as well.
Kill, I drink, I fuck, and I'm dead sexy.
He's dead sexy. Okay, comment on his clothing. Well, he's just taking his jacket off. That's all he's done. He's probably a bit warm in here. Comment on his posture. Comment on the lack of glasses. Posture.
I gotta say, you're looking more relaxed, Doc.
Because I have nothing to hide, unlike Dr. Drain, the little twerp. If not for these restrictive clothes, I'd be rubbing my balls over this delightfully soft couch.
Okay. With here.
Oh, now, what'd that couch ever do to you?
Hope he's planning to clean it afterwards.
Yes, I see it in your eyes. You're afraid, aren't you, American? Your Puritan blood chills at the sight of me.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe I'll warm it up before I drain it from you and turn you into a husk with a stupid hat.
Does they not realise he's also a vampire? What is going on? Like, do they think a vampire therapist is the therapist who sees vampires, whereas not a vampire as a therapist? I'm confused.
I wouldn't try it.
Exactly.
I'm not you, though, am I? And I am always hungry.
That face. That look.
I suggest you stay right where you are.
Sam's packing. Sam's got heat.
A vampire with a gun? Oh, how our kind have fallen. What are you going to do, cowboy? Kill me?
I mean, if you have to. Yeah.
Nope, but I can make sure the next few months ain't fun for you. Oh, how very kind of you to care about me, darling. It'll be our dear Dr. Drain who suffers. But I need the little worm for now, so I suppose I'll let you live.
Okay, thanks. Oh, I'm glad.
Mighty kind of you. Now you just settle on down and we're gonna have a chat.
Okay.
Ugh, talking. We are animals. We are not meant for talking. But very well. At least give me something to drink. I can rely on your piteous human blood to do me that kindness, yes? All right, but I'm watching you, hombre. Look all you like. The show is free.
Hello.
This is better than the swill I usually prefer. I'm more of a quantity over quality sort of creature.
Okay.
Yeah, I know your kind. I used to be a lot like you. And I suppose now you are just as repressed as the sad creature that exerts control over this luscious body of mine. I'm more free than I've ever been, but don't you worry about me. Let's talk about you. You're going to psychoanalyze me. I live according to my nature. You might as well interview a lion.
Psychoanalyze is a different therapy. I think Sam's more CBT. I think he's more cognitive behavioural than psychoanalysis. But we can add a bit in there if we need to. We can psychoanalyze.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm sure you are the way you are for a reason.
We can bring Freud into it. Yeah.
You're not wrong about that. You know the answer already. Dr. Drain needs me. I am what is missing in his own life.
I think I chose wrong items here. This might go fun.
I am his hidden strength. I am his true essence. He is nothing without me, which he already realizes.
We disqualify. Overgeneralization, emotional reasoning. What were the two of these two again? Oh, there we go. Emotional reasoning acts like our feelings represent reality. Projecting feelings onto the world. Every time I play poker, I lose or never win this game is overgeneralization. Overgeneralization? No.
Lord Lourdes seems to believe Dr. Drain is a completely insignificant part of his existence. Is this true, Samuel?
I am his hidden strength.
No.
Lord Lourdes seems to believe Dr. Drain is a complete...
I am his hidden strength.
Lord Lourdes seems to believe Dr. Drain is a completely...
I'm just going to guess each and every single one.
I am his hidden strength. You're forgetting something. A lot of who you are is because of Dr. Drain. You know that fella denies himself.
Now we'll press each one and we'll see what we get.
From. Besides, didn't he make that plasma you sprung from? Do you know? You're absolutely correct. Very well. I'll give the little twerp his credit. He did bring me into existence, and what a wonderful existence it is. Were you aware that vampires possess absolutely no gag reflex? I can prove it.
Is it flirting? Are we flirting? Is this...
I don't mess with my clients. But I'm not your client. That little rat man in tweed is. Of course he would deny himself the pleasure.
Yeah, this is the interesting thing, because Dr. Dwayne has now shown that he's it's DID, dissociative identity disorder. I know, oh my. And I don't think Sam is a right. I don't know if he's trying to deal with this. The whole different personalities. And I don't think that's enough. And again, he's now said, "I'm not your client." The little rat man in Tweeder. So why Why are we still therapizing? Are we still performing therapy? Why are we still doing that with Lord Luridus? We've established he's not his client anymore.
You hear him talk about what he should do, but the sad creature cannot do those things. He should give in to me, and thanks to you, he has begun to.
Should.
Come on now,
I can't
you really
remember it. I
counting
got
his
one.
shoulds with your shoulds? I think that proves there ain't no such thing as a should everyone agrees on. But my shoulds are so much more entertaining. His have only bred him hundreds of years of pathetic existence.
Debatable.
Well, that don't make a damn bit of difference. I bet there are vampires a hell of a lot more depraved than you who think you should be doing things differently. Really? Oh, you must introduce me. If there are holes I don't know about, I should very much like to know where they are. How old are you anyway? Dr. Drain's been summoning me for 14 years now. Oh, things are starting to make a lot more sense. You certainly sound like a 14-year-old. The transformation has already begun. I will subsume him. His body and his mind will belong to me completely, and Dr. Drain will cease to be.
I just had it so sweet. Skittles, very well. I'm trying to keep my blood sugar up so that I don't like crash. And now it's stuck on my teeth. I think it's control.
Yeah, you're awful confident about that. But I got bad news for you. You don't control Dr. Drain, he controls you. Oh, darling. The little doctor controls nothing at all, least of all himself. Make no mistake, he shall be mine.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah? And how do you know that? I know the little wretch far better than you do. He hasn't changed in centuries.
You've known him for 14 years.
Was he in therapy then? No, only in the modern age do we make do with such delusional exercises.
Ouch.
So not everything he does is predictable. I don't think you got a good reason to be so confident. Are you trying to fill my head with doubts? Do you even think that such a thing is possible?
Maybe.
There is no such thing as doubt for beings such as we. We live or we die. That's all. And I will live. I notice a funny way you and Dr. Drain talk about each other, as though you're totally different people. You really think that's true? Have you spoken with our pathetic little doctor? You know, he doesn't drink real blood. That's why he's so weak.
No, he drinks the plasma thing that he's made himself.
Hold on, how's he even alive if he's not drinking blood?
He's drinking the plasma stuff that he made.
Oh, the little ball of shame didn't tell you. He's not even a vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
Not. Disqualifying the positive?
Yeah, you can't just discount everything about Dr. Drain just because he doesn't drink fresh blood. The guy's managed to live for 430 years. He's got to be doing something right. Besides, let's say you get your wish and everyone just becomes vampire food. Where are you going to get blood when everyone's dead?
Exactly. Where's the blood going to come from?
Well, you raise a valid point. Perhaps I'll start a mortal farm. Yes, that's it. They'll walk on all fours and be completely naked at all times.
Wow.
I'll milk them each day and raise stud mortals.
Okay. I'm just gonna skip over this.
Oh, this has possibilities. Why, thank you, darling. Brilliance can come from such unlikely places.
Sam, I think you're making it worse.
Oh, dang, I wish I hadn't mentioned it. Why so shy, darling? You must have more experience than the dear doctor. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a 400-year-old virgin. If it weren't for me, his cock would have shriveled up like a raisin.
Lyrian, I kind of have to object about this guy dissing the doctor. The good doctor, and even the doctor's not here to like say anything. He's not here to defend himself.
I think I'm gonna surprise you, Lord, whatever you're calling yourself, but I think you're right. Dr. Drain does need you.
But like it or not, you need him too.
Mm.
How very bloody dare you?
Oh,
What possible use could I have for a little turd like him?
oh, yeah.
I am an animal, pure and perfect. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Vampires ain't animals, not even the worst of us. The moment we learned to talk and reason, living like beasts was out the window.
Exactly.
What a strange creature you are. You dress like a buffoon, but speak like a philosopher. The buffoon is the more admirable of the two. At least he's honest.
Wow.
You and Dr. Drain lie and lie and lie to justify your existence. It's ridiculous to suggest that I need him. What could I possibly need him for?
You're in his body for a start.
When I tire, I sleep. When I lust, I fuck. When I thirst, I kill. As it should be.
Ooh, is this a overgeneralization again? I hope it's going to be one of them. No.
Lord Luridus exhibits similar cognitive distortions to Dr. Drain. He is quite sure of what a vampire must be.
Okay. Are we shutting then?
When I tire, I sleep. There it is again.
Are we
That
shouldn't?
Simple thinking and them shoulds that are only yours. Come the hell on. You think we vampires should just go on autopilot? Fuck, sleep, kill, repeat? Well, naturally, we should ensure that those things are fun. Otherwise, what's the point in doing them?
Exactly.
That's it right there. I agree with you entirely. About time. I'll remove my clothing then. Or perhaps I'll remove yours.
Am I going to have to fade to black? I don't know what.
But not so fast. You're missing the point. If we're doing these things because they're fun, well, everybody's got their own idea of fun.
Okay.
That's our human experience at work. Like me, for instance. I'm more of a high intimacy kind of lover.
Aww, you like long walks by the beach.
Oh, boff. You managed to make even delightful things seem so heinous. I'm only speaking the truth. What makes you so damn sure you know what being a vampire is anyway? Why do you think you've got it all figured out? Lie to yourself all you like, darling. We're all alike. I know what you crave.
Do you? Do you? I know what you crave.
There's loads of
We
other
got one!
vampires out there,
Yes!
all with different experiences. You really think we're all the same? We are animals, darling. Like all depraved animals, we exist to ensure we continue to exist. If we do not, we embrace oblivion. Well, that's a heck of a jump. We ain't powerless against our baser instincts, far from it. We can be better people. We can live in harmony with others.
Exactly. Yeah, we can live in harmony.
It is utterly pointless to fight our natures. Oh, that poor mortal had a family. Who gives a damn? I'm thirsty. That poor mortal must consume in order to live, and so must I.
Okay.
He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't need to do any such thing. I love to kill. I love the taste of blood. Why would I love it if it weren't the only way to live?
He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't. It's emotional reasoning, adding emotions to stuff.
Okay, what you're doing there is interpreting reality based on how
Yeah.
you feel. Well, that's emotional reasoning.
Thanks, Sam.
You think because you love killing, killing is the only way to live. If you had a clear head, maybe you'd be able to see that ain't true. Oh, why, darling, if you wish to see me pleasure myself, all you had to do was ask. That ain't what I'm saying, and you know it. I get all the blood I need without having to kill folks.
He's very lustful, isn't he?
Point is, you're gonna get real fucking bored if you don't find a reason to do what you're doing. Do you think I need a purpose? That's a mortal concern. I don't need a fucking legacy. I need blood. The only thing I should do is what I was made to do.
Oh, we're shutting again. Is this a shut statement?
You're just as bad as Dr. Drain with all them should statements. He keeps talking about what he shouldn't do, and you keep talking about what you should do. You both act so damn sure of yourselves. You're so damn sure blood is all you need. Oh, did I forget to mention all the fucking?
No, you've not mentioned it at all, mate. No, not at all. No, never mentioned it. What? What? You fuck? What?
No, but hombre, you live forever. Food and sex is enough for animals. They got short lives. They get threatened and they die real quick. I know a lot of vampires who live like animals, and every single one of them is lost. Like him or not, Dr. Drain is your reason for living. Hell, if he didn't make this plasma stuff, you'd still be buried deep somewhere in his head.
Oh, that's true.
Fuck you. Dr. Drain is a pathetic little liar, and I will destroy him. That's what he wants. Then I'll come for you.
Well, I got a 6-shooter.
If you're gonna kill me, you better be a quicker draw than I am.
Go, Sam. Sam's like, ah, guys, I got my gun.
You wanna try your luck, compadre?
Try it.
No need. I do thirst, though, and I smell something downstairs. I smell mortals and virgins. Oh, how delicious. You've been holding out on me, cowboy.
I think silver bullets will hurt vamp. It depends which author series we're talking about. There are some series where silver bullets will hurt vampires and others where they won't, and it's only a stake to the heart, but then silver will slow them down. I get very confused. It might work. I mean, silver's better than nothing.
You can drink what's in that bottle till Dr. Drain comes back. I ain't letting the likes of you near them people.
Oh, Sam's protecting everybody.
At least you're aware enough
No,
to know
that way.
that I am a ravenous beast.
We're back on? Yes.
And beast that I am, I must kill.
Oh, calm down, boy. Calm down.
You will do no such thing to my mortals.
Go, Andy.
Restrain yourself.
Go, Andy.
Oh, now who is this beautiful morsel?
Oh, you leave him alone. That's Andy.
I am far older than any blood you have ever tasted, whelp. Do not dare to think you can overpower me.
He's only 14 years old. He's only a teenager.
Don't threaten me with a good time, daddy.
Oh, this is great.
I will keep this poor animal contained, Samuel. You did excellent work in handling him.
But I just showed him my gun.
Deserve some rest. I will meet with you later.
Okay. I just showed him my 6-shooter.
If you're sure.
Do not worry. I have no need to hurt him.
Go, Andy. Go, Andy.
Well, now I'm just disappointed.
All right, Andy. I'll talk to you later. And Lord Lurid, or whatever your name is, think about what we talked about, huh? Dr. Drain's got something you need.
Oh, Vom, get out of here already.
No, let's stay. No, let's stay. Let's watch. No.
Not you two.
Oh, no. What are we doing? What are we doing? We gotta survive Lord Lundria's session. Oh, okay. Was there a way we didn't?
Barely walked out of that one alive. And I thought therapy was just talking.
Was there a way we didn't walk out of that alive? That makes me think that there was a way that I didn't survive that. Interesting.
I could use a drink. I could use a drink.
If it isn't
You
the
said
Lone
that.
Ranger.
Lone Ranger!
Hey, Crimson.
You look a little down, cowboy. Have a shot.
I don't mind if I do.
But was that your goal, was it, Sam? Oh.
Rough one tonight.
Well, you could say that. My client went a little feral. Tried to attack me.
Rude.
That ain't good. I hope you booted their ass out.
Andy came and saved me.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't himself. The fella, he can't stand being a vampire, so the vampire comes out in nasty ways.
Don't put yourself into too much danger, cowboy. Cleaning up a pile of ashes isn't my idea of a good night. So what? He just went and turned into a monster?
More or less. Went from a restrained fella to a hedonist beast.
How do you think you handled it?
We showed him a gun. Pretty well. Very well. Yeah. We got Andy to come and save us. It's fine.
I think I did all right. I learned a whole bunch of cognitive distortions now, so I was still able to challenge the beast.
We were.
Well, the way I figure it, he's still desperate for help, even if he doesn't act like it.
Exactly.
I can see why Andy likes you. A heart's still beating in there.
I'm a creature of the night, too. I just want to help my kin.
People like talking to you, cowboy. They can't help sharing their lives with you. Whatever it is about you, folks are always going to prefer talking to you over killing you.
I surely do hope you're right.
You know my big secret already. I wouldn't have told it to you if I didn't believe in you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'm humbled.
Quit it with the aw shucks stuff. Now you're just trying to be cute.
And making
Oh.
success visit.
Sorry, that was a little bit high pitched, wasn't it?
Oh, hey, it's my little buddies. How's it going, kids?
Bad.
No, Maxie, what's wrong?
I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie. What's going on?
Make some room, Kinder. I've got customers to serve. Go talk in the kink room.
Okay.
Would you like to chat in the kink room, Maxie?
I would like that very much.
So what's going on, Maxie?
Welcome to the kink room, everybody.
My boss yelled at me today and made me sad.
Oh, Maxie, no. What? Did you deserve it, though? That's what I'm curious.
Well, what happened?
Yeah, what happened?
Someone injected a malicious SQL query into our API and used it to execute code. We did not have our queries parameterized, so they were able to drop the user table entirely.
Right.
I warned the backend developers that this would happen, but I got all of the blame.
That sounds like a real mess, Maxie. Reminds me of the time I forgot to lock the gate on a cattle drive. By morning, every last cow was gone, just like your, user table thing. Maybe your boss was hopping mad, but I bet next time they'll listen to you.
Am I the only one who is now aroused?
Reinhard.
No, Reinhardt, I am also aroused.
This pair are always aroused, though. This is the thing.
Okay, get on over here and pass me some neck.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Bite the veins. Oh, I got in trouble last time.
I already had a bad day and now you try to kill me?
Yeah, I keep missing the vein.
Sorry, Maxie. I guess I'm a little off myself tonight.
See, at which point is it on the vein? Because it does like a little... Like, where is it on the vein? I don't understand. Is it there? It seems to just do the vein, the artery. Maybe I'm going wrong? It doesn't seem to go near any of the veins apart from there.
Is it in yet?
Wow.
I'm just getting ready.
How do I bite it? How do I bite a vein? I don't understand this.
Why are you always wearing that thing?
To tease you, natürlich. Leave meine Arterien alone.
I don't know how to do it. I don't understand.
Dang it, what's wrong with me tonight?
I don't understand because it goes on a C, so it goes like starts here, it goes down here, and then there. So I don't quite. It doesn't touch the vein. I don't understand it, or am I just not getting it? It doesn't touch this vein.
Leave meine Arterien alone.
Dang it, what's wrong with me tonight? You must be getting real sweaty under that collar.
Wouldn't you like to know, Süße?
Oh, this is just annoying me.
I feel as though all my worries have been sucked away.
I don't know.
I'm well acquainted with this feeling, Hazi.
And you will be once more.
I think that's my cue to get to my coffin.
Yes, run away.
You scared the American away, Maxie.
I suppose I am a very bad girl.
No, I'm just a very bad shot.
All right, I'm out. Bedtime for Sam. I'll see you kids later.
Samuel, greetings.
We're skipping, I think.
Oh, hey, Andy.
Oh, we feel a bit depressed.
What is wrong, my friend? You don't seem your chipper American self.
I guess I ain't too happy to be seeing tonight's client. I'm still feeling the tongue lashing she gave me last time.
And not in a sexy way.
Ah, yes, the Senora d'Este. She certainly has a way with words.
It ain't that. It's just this sense I get. Like she thinks I can be a certain way just because she tells me to.
Aha. At least that makes her chord distortion clear, doesn't it? You know what it is, of course.
What, is it control fallacies with her?
That lady's got control fallacies out the wazoo, and they've given her centuries of stress.
I do not know this term wazoo, but you are correct. The woman who chooses immortality so that she can ensure her family makes the correct decisions probably has some control issues.
Yeah.
And taking out her stress on me.
Do not take her criticisms too much to heart, my friend. You are simply a convenient target, an element within her control.
That still don't make it much fun.
I will not deny that Senora d'Este is a confrontational client, but take her presence as a gift, however you can. A woman so powerful in her time has much to teach us. You have all the tools you need at your disposal to help her. Consider your approach.
Oh, right, okay. Okay, that's alright, it's a break. I've got 3 minutes to choose. Okay, so she's got control fallacies. Let's go for overgeneralization. Let's go for personalization. Nosferatu thinking. And I think maybe labeling. She was very controlling. She talked a lot about the family not doing as well as it should do or could do because she wasn't in control. I think it's been a while since I watched it, since I last did this. I've slept since then. Yeah, let's go for these and see what what happens.
All right, I think I'm ready.
But while I've got a break, I'm just gonna have a quick stretch. Oh, quick stretch. It's the shoulders. Oh, that's better, I think. There we go. And hydrate as well. Okay, I think I'm ready.
I will leave you to meditate then. Be well, Samuel, and let this 3,000-year-old tell you, you are a fantastic therapist.
Thanks, Andy.
Oh, gosh. You're gonna make me blush. Get on out of here, boss. I can handle this.
I know you can.
I think I'm ready. And here she comes. A deep breath.
Deep breath. Oh.
Howdy, Senora. Nice to see you again.
Mm-hmm.
Liar. You are as pleased to see me as I am to see you, therapist.
Wow.
We're gonna get straight into it, huh? All right, lay it on me. Why ain't you happy to see me?
Because you are a worm.
A worm?
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, Senora.
You are a worm because of the way you wriggled into my mind the last time we spoke, leaving behind loathsome doubts.
Oh, so something we said did work.
The only reason I am here is to confront you for your beastly behavior.
Okay.
I come to you in crisis, and you suggest that I am the cause of my own woe. Aren't you supposed to help me?
No, wait. As a therapist, I'm here to help you help yourself. I'm here to guide you. We're on this journey together. I'm not here to give you the answers. Interesting.
Senora, you came in here telling me that Art is dead. How am I supposed to help you with that?
I don't know. But telling me that my existence has been a complete waste of time is not comforting.
Well, I don't think Sam worded it that way.
I definitely don't remember saying that, Senora.
Yeah, I don't think he said that.
What I said is that you ain't gonna change the world for anyone. But that doesn't mean your work wasn't worth anything.
Excuse me?
That's what I call
a control fallacy.
That's what I call a control fallacy. Senora, you're one person. One powerful, intelligent, and talented person, but one out of billions. You can't expect to reach everyone. Doesn't matter how good the art you produce is. It ain't gonna help a fellow like me who grew up without ever having heard the name Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? Who is Michelangelo?
Girl, you were around for the Renaissance. You know Michelangelo.
The guy what painted the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey, or a turtle. It is Michelangelo.
Ate already.
Senora, you want to talk about wasting time? What's using me as a punching bag doing for you?
Very well. I will speak plainly. I am angry with you, Mr. Walls. Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was. This is most horrifying.
Oh. We overgeneralization there. All I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was. No.
Listen carefully, Samuel. It is
Two
not only
viewers.
truth that harms the Senora, but also the way she perceives truth.
Oh.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and...
Nope.
Listen carefully, Samuel. It is not only truth that harms the Senora, but also the way she perceives truth.
Okay.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was. This is most horrifying.
Bear with me. I just need to get rid of somebody in the chat. There we go. Goodbye. Thank you. I don't need the viewers. Thanks. Right. So it's not personalization. It's not control. Did we do overgeneralization? No.
Listen carefully, Samuel.
Yes, perhaps not all I did.
Listen carefully, Samuel.
Yes.
Maybe it'd
Me!
help
Look at that, it was-
used. A waste of time, effort, and pain. Even if you didn't achieve your goals in them efforts, you can't just say they were a waste of time.
We got it. Thank you, Pot. No, thank you. Shoe Pot. I was very distracted. I'm so sorry.
400 years watching bad TV, then I might agree with you.
A disgusting notion. I am already dead. I do not need my mind to actively decompose by watching Batflix's latest trash.
I wouldn't mind spending 400 years watching trash TV. I'd finally catch up on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and know what everybody's talking about with it. Right?
So maybe let's reserve waste of time for trash, huh?
Oh, okay.
I can see why it'd be upsetting to see something you put a lot of effort into not work out.
It is more than upsetting. It is devastating. I did not just fail to bring the understanding of true beauty into the world, I failed to bring it to my own familia.
Okay.
I watched them die, Mr. Walls. It was not the physical death that caused me the greatest pain, but the spiritual death. They had no care for the Gonzaga name nor the Deste name. Despite my sacrifice and all my efforts, they pissed away my legacy.
Oh boy, sounds like there's a lot to unpack here.
There is a lot to unpack there, Sam. Yep.
It is a dark and painful story, Mr. Walls. A story where my greatest joy turns to ash, and I was powerless to stop it. When last we met, did I tell you about my son?
Nope, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I wrote the script.
Federico. Ah, my dear Federico, my little clown, my delicate artist, my beautiful boy. I suffered for him, Mr. Walls. I put up with my husband, Frankie, and all his brutishness, all his licentiousness. All for Federico.
This is such a sad story.
I raised him to be intelligent and clever, to understand the gentle arts and philosophy. I raised him to be a Deste. But for all my efforts, I could not cool his Gonzaga blood, and it persisted for a century, to the ruin of our house.
All your efforts could not cool it. Is that control again?
I hate to break it to you, senor, but every kid's got two parents, whether they know them or not. And kids have got minds of their own.
I refuse to believe that we are trapped by our blood. What was my destiny as a girl? Men of my time said it was to be servile and docile, a political pawn.
We're getting into feminism and misogyny and all sorts here, so I'm trying to keep quiet. I could go off on a rant, but we'll keep quiet. We'll keep going. It's Isabella's time. We'll let her tell her story.
What saved me from that fate? Knowledge, study, an appreciation of art, music, history, and literature. In the same way, I should have been able to save my son.
Well, Mr. Should statement.
But my failure did not end with my darling Federico. I was only 153 when the once great Gonzaga house surrendered all its honor to the hated Spanish.
Not Spanish. Oh no.
I stood by, useless as a statue, as the Gonzaga name burned in the war of the Mantuan succession.
I don't know this. I'm going to have to look this up. I can ask him. War of the Mantuan succession?
What's this War of the Mantuan Succession all about?
Yeah, what is it?
Do you know nothing of history at all?
No.
Oh, very well. It all began because my fool of a great-great-grandson, Vincenzo II, did not listen to me. Instead of dutifully procreating with his wife, he decided to impregnate mistresses.
Oh, right, we've got some. It was a conflict relating to the 30 Years' War and was caused by the death in December 1627 of Vincenzo II. The last male heir in the direct line of the House of Gonzaga. She just keeps saying it and I've mispronounced it. And the rule of the Duchies of Mantua and Montferrat. Montferrat? There we go.
When
Thank
he
you.
ate himself into the grave, the line of succession was broken, and the French and Spanish swarmed upon my home like cockroaches.
Blech.
I killed a great many of them myself, but it was not enough. Eventually, the Gonzaga lands were given away to both countries. Of course, this is common knowledge. I would have had your tutors beaten.
He's American, though.
Senora, the only tutors I ever had showed up after eating a can of baked beans.
Sam and his fart jokes. It's always fart jokes with Sam.
Disgusting.
Exactly, Isabella. The hated Spanish?
The hated Spanish? You say that like everyone hates the Spanish.
Must I mince words with my therapist? Naturally, I do not include the Spanish among those who hate the Spanish.
I don't hate the Spanish. I've known plenty of fine Spaniards.
I doubt you know much about fine company, but your pedantic point stands. Not all hate the Spanish. Very well. From now on, I shall say the Spanish, who are hated by myself and sensible persons.
The feelings and thoughts and opinions of Isabella do not reflect this channel. Thank you.
No, we can talk more about the Spanish later.
Stopping a war.
So wait, there's a whole ass war going on and you're supposed to stop it? How's that work?
I gave up my humanity to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
This is another control.
Senor, being a vampire gives us a lot of powers, but it doesn't give us the power to control a single human being, let alone a whole dynasty of them. When the heck have we ever listened to our betters? I ain't no historian, but I know enough to know people are liable to making the same mistakes over and over again.
They are.
Humans have got that whole pesky free will thing that makes them do dumb things.
Perhaps you are correct. Stupidity is inevitable. I understand what you are trying to do, Mr. Walls.
What am I trying to do, Senora?
You are trying to tell me that I've been living a lie for more than 400 years.
No. No.
I ain't doing anything like that, Senora.
What?
Do not fret, peasant. We are in agreement. I have been living a lie. We all have. As I told you last time, I know my own foolishness. But time has not made my mortal concerns fade. In my mind, I know that virtu, Love, chastity, wisdom, honor, these kinds of words were created by men to make us supplicant. But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of virtù. I have loved it ever since I was a child.
This is not... I don't think this is controlling, and I don't think she's controlling it. She's loved the idea. Are we personalising something?
The
Apparently
Signora
not.
seems to rely on insults when people do not meet her standards, including herself.
But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of...
It ain't foolish to have ideals, Senora.
Apparently that was labelling.
Better ourselves is maybe the thing that makes us human.
Perhaps, but whose better do we strive toward? That I follow the better of old perverts is what makes me foolish.
Senora, people have been following the ideals of old perverts for thousands of years. Why are you a fool?
Do not mistake, Mr. Walls. We are all fools.
Oh, well, that's better then.
Mind your tone. I will tolerate a fool, but not an impertinent one. As I was saying, my folly was to fall in love with these ideals as a child. I used to love all the tales of Roman mythology. I saw myself in all the goddesses.
Right.
I saw my strength and chastity in Diana. In Minerva, my wisdom. In Venus, I saw my timeless beauty and romantic nature.
Romantic nature.
Romantic nature.
Romantic nature. What a wretched parrot I hear. Do not look at me so. Yes, I was a romantic. Until reality came crashing down upon me. Look at this painting I had commissioned.
Oh.
What am I looking at? I don't know much about art.
Oh, it's nice. I like it. I don't know who's at the top. I don't know who these figures are supposed to be. Is it Greek gods?
The figures standing upon the arch are Venus and Mars. Mars is portrayed by my idiot husband, Frankie. Beside him, I stand as Venus.
Nah.
Oh, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
Look wherever you want, Sam.
You may appreciate my beauty, peasant, but do not let your eyes linger upon my once supple body over long. This is art, not pornography. But look closer and you will see that even this art is a lie. This is the dream of a foolish girl.
Okay, why? Does your husband not have that helmet? Did he not have the with the across the top?
To be enjoined in pure romantic love with a handsome warrior. I believed so hard, Mr. Walls, that I thought I could make it true. But this handsome man is not Frankie.
Oh.
This is Frankie. He is not Mars, but Vulcan.
Oh, the Smith?
Well, he's got some abs. I'll give him that.
Yes, I did not shy from truth. But see how love's aim goes amiss and strikes his gangrenous penis rather than his heart.
No, but okay.
See the grapes behind him, for the drunkard is never far from his true love.
Are the grapes in the top left of the picture if nobody's noticed them yet?
See how he flails helplessly, as if begging a true warrior to put a sword in his belly.
I'm sensing we've got some work to do around your husband.
I think so.
Whatever gave you that impression? The man was created solely to crush my view of the world and my place in it. Naturally, I might have some issues around him.
Ah. The man was created solely to crush my view of the world and my place in it. Overgeneralization or personalization?
Senora, whatever problems your husband had, they were problems he had before he even heard of you. Anyone he could have married would have had the exact same problems with him. Ain't nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Yes, you are indeed correct. One cannot blame a boar for being a boar, even if you dress him up as a man.
Yes.
It would have been better for all if he had married a sow.
At least everyone's expectations will be lined up, huh?
Quite so, Mr. Walls. I now believe that Frankie was the truest man I ever met. That is what broke my heart. I maintained the illusion that he was my Mars because that is what I needed. I was not ready to face the truth. Oh, but I knew. Even as a 15-year-old girl, I knew. But I could not accept that I was married to the legendary penetrator of Mantua. Is it any wonder that I prefer the lie of virtù? Is it any wonder that I still prefer to believe it?
She was 15 years old. I want to put this out. I'm keeping quiet about this because I'm just gonna.
The problem is men. You are all weak animals who would give up your dignity for an evening in the company of Lucrezia Borgia.
Okay. No. No. That's an overgeneralization again. I think an overgeneralization. It's not every man, not all men.
Hold your horses there, Senora. I don't even know who the heck Lucretia Borgia is.
Exactly.
She is the inventor of twerking. All men flock to her, as I'm sure you would.
There's an inventor of twerking.
They say she was blonde, but she looked like a redhead to me. You know what they say about redheads. Kissed by Lucifer.
Hashtag not all men. Exactly.
Dang, Senora. Your overgeneralizations are building up and making you see whole groups of folks as awful. Now, I know you got your reasons for feeling the way that you do, real personal ones, but recognize where your experience is making you narrow your thinking. I mean, Senora, I'll be straight with you, as you're a tough lady. Here's where I think it's coming from.
You're just being a real grouch. You're just being a real grouch. Can you? You are putting people on, comparing them to people on a pedestal, and they're never gonna like be that. I'm really tempted to go with a grouch. I'm going to be you're comparing people to gods.
You're comparing people to gods, including yourself. And
It's
everyone's
just
failing
his
that test.
grouch.
Frankie, we're never going to be Mars. You weren't never going to be Venus. You weren't born out of no shell.
And you will never be anything but a peasant.
Okay.
Heck, Senora, I'll be as surprised as anyone if I get invited to a high society dinner. I can tell I'm hitting a sore spot, but maybe that means that's what we've got to focus on.
She's just all sore spots, so this is the problem.
I do not like you, Sam Walls. But you are correct. I betray my own purity of spirit with my anger. But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Again, overgeneralization. Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures. What? No, okay.
The Senora has a rather dim view of humanity in all its imperfection.
Okay.
But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Personalization? No.
The Senora has a rather dim view of humanity in all its imperfection.
What is it then?
But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Nosferatu?
Humanity ain't worth preserving if we ain't like the gods. Come on, Senora, even the gods weren't perfect. You're ignoring the good about being human and giving the gods a mighty big pass on their flaws, too.
I mean, have you met Zeus?
I suppose Jupiter was a bit of a fixer-upper. You should hear what he did as a swan.
I think I'd rather not. Senora, humanity is all we got. Even if we're immortal, every word we're speaking is a result of our humanity. Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and some of us sound like peasants, but all that messiness is worth something. It makes us who we are. Senora, I don't think you're a goddess. I think you're way more interesting and impressive, because you're real.
Ah.
You have great wisdom for a peasant, Sam. And your kerchief is a fetching shade of red that matches your eyes.
What just happened? Did she? Ooh. Yes, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, cursed Arachne and turned her into a spider because she was angry about having lost a weaving contest with her. God.
Well, thanks, Senora. Let's focus on you, though. What happens if you're not that perfect goddess?
What happens?
I suppose I have always felt that if I could not live to my ideals, I would be left with nothing. I would be discarded like Frankie's mistresses and die of some sex disease.
There's a lot to unpack there. Is it control? If you could not live to my ideals, that's a lot of pressure and control having living up to your ideals. No, okay.
So, Signora Deste either lives her ideals or does not live at all. No wonder she feels so strongly.
Okay, so Nosferatu.
Suppose I have.
Senora,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any universe where you're discarded. A woman of your strength and intelligence ain't ever gonna be forgotten. Maybe things didn't turn out the way you hoped, but you made do with what you had pretty damn well. No matter what, you're holding a pretty nice set of cards. Just because you don't have a straight flush doesn't mean your life was worth nothing.
See, I could easily cut this on YouTube and just be like, get the right thing, and just be like, yeah, I got it right. Ah, I got it right. Oh, I'm so great. I'm just gonna upload it like this. You can see every time I go wrong.
Please, Mr. Walls, do not say toilet words in front of a lady. But I understand your meaning. You are correct, I think. It is
Editing
hard
time.
to imagine my falling so far. Oh, Mr. Walls, I know you speak the truth. I wielded great strength in an age where women were not respected. But I alone feel the weight of my family's collapse, so I feel responsible for it. But I was the only person capable of preserving my family, Sam. That is what makes my failure so poignant.
You were the only person capable of preserving your family?
Senora, what if you weren't the only person capable of preserving your family? What if no one person was?
I don't know. I never considered such a thing.
Well, try to consider it now. What if you accepted that whatever was going to happen to your family was going to happen?
Exactly. Oh,
You sound like a Calvinist.
a Calvinist? What's a Calvinist?
Never mind with the labeling for now. How would you feel if you knew nobody can control what happened to the Gonzaga house?
I think I would feel relieved.
Relieved.
Senora, whatever happened to your family, fault never belonged to you. You were the one who named yourself responsible. No one else did.
Oh.
Look at who you are. And I think you can be damned impressed at who that lady is.
Damn you.
She cried.
Too late, Senora. Look, let's wrap up tonight, huh? I think you did great. You probably got some stuff to think about.
I do, definitely.
Thank you, Sam. I will see you in a month.
Oh, she came from, I've just turned up to give you a telling off, and now she's like, I'm coming back in a month.
Of course, Senora. I'm looking forward to it.
Goodbye, Sam.
Bye. Oh, she gone.
Samuel, it appears you have an admirer.
Oh, shucks.
I think Isabella d'Este has liked fewer than 5 people in her hundreds of years of existence, and you are one of them. Remember, though, that romantic entanglements between a therapist and client are absolutely forbidden, in case you are tempted.
Nah.
Come on now, Andy. I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Of course, should the mind wander into fantasy, that is entirely acceptable.
Wow. I don't think we should go there, but okay, Andy.
Oh, you're just messing with me now.
I could not help it. It's rather cute. The First Lady of the Renaissance and humble cowboy Samuel Walls. Quite a picture, isn't it?
Is it though? It's forbidden. It is, yeah. You've got a very fine balance of power between yourself as the therapist and the client. And if you overstep boundaries of going into like secondary relationships, so you start dating, you're gonna, because you know a lot more about your client, it messes it, it muddles it. Can you imagine dating somebody that you already know loads about, but they've come to you as like their deepest thoughts, deepest feelings, and then you start dating, it's gonna get messy. So yeah, there is the unconditional positive regards, there is compassion. Yes, we as therapists would be showing unconditional positive regards towards a client, yes. I think when they're talking about love, they're talking about sex and things here. I think this is where it gets, yeah. We would give unconditional positive regard, but it wouldn't be it wouldn't be classed as love, sex, attachments, that kind of way. It would be more interested in what you have to say, that sort of thing.
Okay, that's it. I'm getting a drink.
I'm sorry, Samuel. Please drink. Ask Crimson for the Royal Virgin. It's my very best. I think you deserve it.
Yeah, whatever. You have a good night, Andy.
Yeah, Anakin should have been a therapist. Maybe. I mean, he's got a lot of therapy himself. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Samuel.
Are we gonna go back to the thing tonight, or are we actually gonna just ignore it and go straight into the next day? Oh, we're in the club.
And I thought I had family problems. I need me a Crimson special after that one.
He asked for something.
Howdy, Crimson. Think you could fashion me up one of them blood cocktails?
I reckon so. Got a lot on your mind tonight, cowboy.
Yeah, just thinking about family stuff. I got this client who's got some real tough family issues to go through, and it got me thinking about my own. Or my lack of family, at least.
Oh no, we're touching on families. This might touch on a few things for people. Just prepare.
You got any family left?
I've got a great granddaughter kicking around apparently, but she's got no connection to this old cowpoke. Not sure what she'd say if a man dressed like a cowboy introduced himself as her vampire relative from the 1800s.
I mean, it depends on the kid.
I see your point. Sounds like you don't have many family problems then.
I reckon so. Family means a lot to my client, though. I hope my perspective's still useful.
How do you think she's handling her therapy so far?
Pretty well, I think. We made some breakthroughs. I don't know why we're discussing this with Crimson, but pretty well.
She's doing pretty well, honestly. She spent a long time judging herself by her family's achievements, but I think she's starting to recognize the fruitlessness in that.
Seems like you don't need her family to be able to give her some hope.
I feel like... Thank you, Ezra. Take care. Much appreciated for you dropping in. See ya. I feel like Crimson is what I would call a peer. So maybe like on par with another therapist. And Andy is more like our supervisor. We go to him when we've to talk about what came up for us. Or Sam. But Sam goes to... Sorry, I'll just say the difference. But yeah, it's very odd that he's openly discussing clients with Crimson. There's definitely a boundary issue. Yeah, the rules of privacy. Vampires share all. They do, don't they? They do. We've been propositioned twice now by two different clients.
I suppose not. Rich family problems were never going to be my specialty anyway. You got family back home, Crimson?
Yeah, I've got some family. We don't talk too much. I went a little wild after I got my diagnosis. They're not too fond of my lifestyle choices, but hey, at least I'm alive. And I get to hear them gossiping about how I don't age.
Well, you chose a good age to stop getting older. I often wish I weren't such a dusty old corpse, but death comes when it comes.
That eye's leaking now. We've swapped eyes.
Sometimes he's still waiting for me to give him an opening.
Okay.
Death always is. Pardon me for asking, but is there a reason you're choosing not to be a vampire?
There is, but I'm not talking about it tonight. A little mystery makes life a bit spicier, don't you think, cowboy?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't trying to pry or nothing.
Bullshit. I know you're curious. Here, consolation prize.
But what is it?
I think it's iced blood by the look of it.
Black Widow. Black stuff's just food coloring. Figured you were in the mood for a scary lady tonight.
Scary lady.
Thank you kindly, man. Think I'll
Senora?
take this to my coffin for a quiet night.
Oh, we're finally getting to the coffin? What's going on?
You do that, honey. And don't spill in Andy's coffin. He'll act like he's not mad, but you know he's mad.
Why should I be upset? What has happened has happened.
Not bad, cowboy. Get the hell out of here.
Okay, I'm going. See you later, Crimson.
Hey, we made it to the
Gotta
coffin.
get me one of these fancy coffins for back home.
Okay. Shall we read a book if we get a chance?
Now, let's see. What am I in the mood for? I think I'm either going to find a passage from Little Women that suits me, or I'm going to watch Shemp get smacked in the head with a hot iron.
I think we go for Little Women. I don't like the idea of Shemp getting hit in the head with a hot iron. I don't know who Shemp is.
Or I'm going to bed.
We'll read from Little Women. Let's get some classics. Let's go.
I can always turn to the Alcuts in my times of doubt. Somehow they got above it all and started exploring humanity. Now, where was that line? All right, here in chapter 8.
Here we go.
I am angry nearly every day of my life, Joe, but I have learned not to show it, and I still hope to learn not to feel it, though it may take me another 40 years to do so. Yeah, that sounds like the Senora. Hope she doesn't have to wait too much longer, and that I'm not making it worse. Well, that's enough fun for one day.
You read like 2 words, dude.
Good night, son. See you in hell.
Maybe.
Samuel, greetings. I believe you are seeing our actor friend tonight, are you?
Oh no. Here we go.
Yeah, I guess so. I still ain't sure I'm the right therapist for that fella.
There may not be a right therapist for him, but let us think positively. He has put himself in your care, and that is a tremendous step.
Last time when this guy turned up, I felt myself rising to meet him, and I think that's what, especially like since it was really hot last week as well, I kind of like felt myself going up there and getting annoyed with him, and I've had to reflect back on that and be like, okay, it was just a game. You were hot. It was tough. You had blood sugar was dipping, etc., etc. Feeling a lot better now. Understood, reflected, taken steps. We're ready for this guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking it's gonna be an uphill battle, though.
See, Sam's already going in. I can feel. Can you see? I've sunk down again. Like Sam, we're already not looking forward to this guy.
At least his core distortion is clear, don't you think? You know what it is, I am sure.
Was it disqualifying the positive? I forget what he was.
Is it disqualifying the positive?
Blueprints? No, I've not heard of it. I will add it to the list. For Steam, I'll add it. Let me make a note. Bear with me. Blueprints. Okay. Done. We will have a look.
You do know which client you are seeing tonight, yes?
No.
Inflating the positive might be more appropriate.
Okay.
Right. Guess I had a little brain fart.
Personalization?
It's personalization, right?
Of course, a distortion common to many with narcissistic tendencies.
Oh, it's a point and click game. Nice.
Yep, it's the Edmund Keane show, all day, every day.
I recognize your disdain, but pause a moment. It must be difficult for Edmund to make everything all about him all the time, don't you think?
I think so.
He doesn't have to make everything about him, though.
He doesn't know that. Keep digging, Samuel. You will find his truth.
Well, like that. You will find his truth.
Choose your distortions well.
Okay. So he is personalization. So, do we want to go emotional reasoning? Do we want to go overgeneralization? Do we want to go should statements? They're quite good, they're a catch-all. Do we want to go control, maybe?
I think I'm all holstered up now.
Maybe. We'll see.
Very good, Samuel. I wish you patience and compassion. Good luck.
See you later, Andy. All right, now what did Andy teach me? Breathe.
Breathe.
I think I'm ready. Right on time. I think I hear him coming. Hey, Edmund, good to see you. How you been feeling these past few weeks?
Empty, my dear boy. Empty. I am but a vessel made for a single purpose. But alas, and alack, that purpose is in supply most rare.
Oh dear.
You mean acting, right?
You mean acting?
Aye, that's the rub. Acting, my dear boy. Acting. My thespian blood goes rancid with stagnation, and the only cure seems to me irreprehensible now.
The drama.
I do not wish to face these mortal directors, for they dare to tell me my art.
This is the guy who was stuck in the Shakespearean times and wanted everybody to know who he was. Although he hadn't changed since Shakespearean times and not sort of changed as the years went on.
Ain't that what directors are supposed to do?
Oh, my dear boy. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. No director can thrust greatness upon the already great. In mine own case, mine greatness hath already been achieved.
Has it now?
Well, maybe you can help me understand a little better. You said that greatness was thrust upon you, right? How did that happen?
Ah, you are curious to hear what circumstances created this actor non pare. I cannot blame you. Well, recounting such a history will please me indeed.
I love the little you can hear the lip smack. Well,
I first rattled the foundations of the stage as a mere babe. Indeed, too young for memory, and yet old enough to command attention. Clad only in swaddling cloth at the age of 4, I was Cupid himself. But my arrows seemingly went astray, for the entirety of the audience fell in love with me. It is the stuff of legend. For tender as my mind was, I could not bear witness to my own greatness. But it does prove that I was indeed born great.
But you said greatness was thrust upon you.
It was a matter of necessity. You may not guess it from my gentle speech, but I am no lordling.
oh, he's born a commoner.
Selfishly, and surely to spite me, my father shuffled off his mortal coil when I was but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. It left my mother and myself in dire straits.
I think that's personal. He took it personally that his dad died. I'm pretty sure his dad didn't mean to die.
Hold on a sec. You said your old man died selfishly. Well, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think that was probable. I don't think he meant to do that.
Well, what kind of a father drinks himself to death when he has a beautiful baby son at home? I at least waited until my son was older before I did the same.
Oh, God. That makes it better.
Eddie, come on. Listen to yourself. I'm sure you didn't die to spite your son, just as your pa didn't die to spite you. I ain't gonna deny his choices hurt you, but they weren't all about you.
Forgive me then. 'Tis ever the fate of an actor to feel every emotion more keenly. The situation my mother and I were left in was most precarious. We were the lowest of the low, you see. We lived in the rookeries and begged for our bread. But he that hath wit must make content with his fortune's fit. And oh, did we beg.
Oh.
She was my Queen Gertrude, and I her filthy little Hamlet. Did I mention I played Hamlet at age 14?
No.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Well, anyway, my mother was a competent actress, but it was my wit alone that saved us from destitution.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Forsooth, I was so prodigious that, at the age of 7, I garnered the attention of one Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots.
Were they in British? Are they in British? I don't know. I'm making jokes here. The Flopbot. Are they on the ton, are they? Watching way too much Bridgerton.
'Twas he who paid to get me off the streets and into the dormitories. He said, "Edmund, my cherub, the streets are not for you. One day you will be the greatest of actors."
There you go.
Hey, how about that? You went and proved him right.
Piffle. Master Flopbot never gave a fig about my potential. I was a prop to him, a symbol of his generosity and high breeding.
Oh.
Every month, he would stage an elaborate party with all the well-to-do society of London. The dandy fop would stand upon a dais and announce himself as the saviour of the city's poor.
Ah.
That was my cue. I would be lowered down from the rooftop, wearing naught but swaddling clothes and a set of opulent wings. The gentry's delight was my dungeon. But I would flit among them, reprising my breakout role as Cupid by shooting little arrows of love at them.
This feels like a health and safety idea gone wrong.
At the age of 7, it was most disquieting. At 11, on the cusp of manhood, the shame was too much to bear.
Dang, Eddie, that sounds awful. That Flopbot fella had no right to do that to you.
No, indeed. I remember my last performance quite vividly. The titters and leering glances from the guests linger ever in the back of my mind. And fool that I was, I played my part still. I should have plunged mine arrows into that fool Flopbot's chest instead of shaming myself.
Should?
Hold on a sec there. You saying you should have stood up for yourself. Where the heck does that come from?
You're 11, dude. Cut yourself some slack.
You were 11 years old. How the heck were you supposed to know any better?
I knew enough to know that being paraded around in swaddling clothes was a farce, and yet I played along. So yes, I should have done something about it.
You were. I'm gonna reiterate. You were 11 years old at this point, mate.
And then what would have happened?
I don't know, but I would have been spared the indignity that I participated in.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have those answers then, and ain't nobody would expect you to. That's kind of how exploitation works, Eddie.
Indeed, the word exploit was not even in the standard lexicon at that point. How could I have known? Regardless, I swore that night to never be a puppet again. I stole away and gave myself to the mercy of Poseidon. The bargain was struck, and he swallowed up my hated swaddling clothes and wings. In desperation, I signed on with a mercantile shipping agency. I thought, perhaps, that my body would bend more than my soul. But oh, did I toil! Life upon the sea is most cruel. Biting winds did carve my visage. Low words hardened my heart, and heavy weights left me bent.
So the drama. The drama is amazing.
By the time I had fulfilled my bargain with the Lord of the Sea, I had become an older man, my efforts etched into every crease on my face.
Okay.
Dang, sounds intense. How long were you at this job?
It's gonna be like 2 months or something, isn't it?
An age, a life, 6 months.
Calls it.
Hungry leech torn from my bleeding body. I am convinced this gauntlet was prepared for me alone. For ne'er in history has one so blessed by grace been subjected to such toil.
I think that's personalising it there, dude.
Eddie, I gotta stop you there. It's gonna be a lot easier to accept your truth when you realize you ain't alone in your suffering.
Only I can suffer.
Hell, there ain't nothing more human than suffering. And historically, kids ain't had it so good.
But none suffered as I suffered. A boy such as I was not meant for such misery.
Oh, Eddie.
Compadre, I had my first kill and no home at 12 years old. My brother had a stutter his whole life on account of the regular beatings my stepdaddy gave him. Maybe your suffering felt like the only suffering in the world, but it wasn't. And it'll hurt less when you realize you weren't alone. But keep telling me your story. I already know there ain't nobody like you in the world, so don't worry on that account.
Now then, at last, we close the circle as nature ever demands. I returned to London and into the graces of my dear Uncle Moses and his comely mistress, Charlotte. 'Twas
Right.
she who filled my dramaturgical quiver with dire arrows fletched by the bard himself. And when my deft fingers plucked the bow of humanity, at last I was free.
Huh?
At last, I was free. What?
I cannot speak more plainly. The good woman taught me the works of Shakespeare, and armed with this knowledge, I conquered the stage and saved myself from toil.
Why didn't you say that in the first time?
Oh, well, right.
And so,
Oh.
you see, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets and saved me once again from a life at sea.
The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets. Are we personalising again?
Eddie, my man, I got some good news and bad news for you. The truth of the matter is, fate doesn't give a stable full of horseshit about you. Ain't none of us are that special. The world ain't waiting for us to show up. It's just gonna keep turning.
Perhaps you are right, my dear boy. You are correct. My success was not because of the fates, but in spite of them. The fates said, Edmund, you are a child of the slums. But I shamed the immortal hags in my own manner. The stage roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
Oh, did it? Okay. Are we personalising here? The stage roused my spirit, thus I knew my destiny lay upon it. Nope.
Edmund is conflating his emotions with divinations, but I would question his divinity.
Okay. Thanks, Andy. That
Stage
didn't help.
roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
Control? Nope.
Edmund is conflating his emotions
Yeah.
with divinations, but
The stage roused
Emotional.
my
We got it.
Amigo, you wanted the stage to be your ticket out of the bad days.
You've got it, amigo.
Maybe that's why you were so successful. Your intrinsic motivation made you keep pushing to be better.
'Tis so. 'Tis so. The threat of the rookeries loomed ever upon my overladen spirit. Acting presented itself as a way to keep myself out of them. It is natural that I should weigh its importance so heavily.
I can see why acting means so much to you, Eddie. I probably feel damn near the same about the things that got me out of my bad days.
Was it Princess or was it farting? What got you out your bad days, Sam?
Thank you. Then you understand how my alienation from the theatre does pain me so. And yet, the cure is as deadly as the illness. These damnable critics! Not a single lifetime among them, and they deign to challenge my interpretation of the written word.
Critics, man.
They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. I will bear my soul upon that stage, and they will all sneer and malign it on their internet profiles.
Are we overgeneralizing here?
You're so certain that them critics are all the same, but I think that ain't being honest with yourself. Not all critics are bad. It takes work to be good at something, so of course the decent critics are gonna be rarer.
What you say rings true. Indeed, although past critics were flabbergasted at my portrayal of King Lear, not all were. And modern perspectives have affirmed that my interpretation was nothing short of brilliant.
Yeah, you get it. I took a look at your Wikipedia entry last night, Eddie. Maybe you've had a few bad critics here and there, but history says you're a legend, and your work speaks for itself. Hell, you were around before film was ever a thing, and people still remember you.
Ah, your words warm me, as an ersatz son for the one we have forsaken. With thy help shall I gird my soul mayhap, and grace the stage once more.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about that then. What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting back up on that stage right now?
That it all simply might not be worth it. Why should I bear my damned soul when the audience hath not the sight to see it?
Maybe I can ask you a question then. What if there were no audience?
Ooh.
No audience? Do you know what a stage is, sir? It is a platform where life in brief may be portrayed. It is a platform because it is separate from the audience. Without such, the stage ceases to be a stage.
Okay.
As in, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Simply but elegantly put, my dear boy. Without the audience, the stage loses all meaning, like a monarch without a kingdom.
Let's figure out how we can bring it back to acting. Forget the audience. I know we can't see in mirrors and all, but what do you think of filming yourself?
Can they film themselves? If they can't see themselves in the mirror?
Brilliant notion. Yes, I shall become my own audience. I shall bring myself to rapture. Forsooth, if I cannot pleasure myself, whom can I pleasure?
We're still talking about acting, right?
I really hope so, Sam, because this is the third one that's going to be proposing you, if not.
Oh, my dear boy, the pleasures of the flesh are secondary to one who knows character above all else. Indeed, we speak of the noble art. I shall do as you suggest. If there is one on this lonely orb that can inspire an artist such as I, it is myself.
I ain't sure I'd put it exactly that way, but I think you're touching on the thing we've been talking about. The motivation's got to come from you, amigo.
Exactly.
We are of one mind, dear boy. Perhaps I left my muse in the mortal realm, but I shall find him once more. Not only for myself, but also for my public.
Lovely.
Yea, the masses flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, each a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage.
I have no idea. This is dramatic. This is the only thing I can think of. It's drama. Is it... The masses flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, each a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage. The masses? Each person goes to his Wikipedia page to have a look? Nope.
Edmund sees his individual qualities as spurring others into action. Does he assume too much about himself?
Are we
The
personalising?
masses flock.
Now hold your horses there, fella. You're reading a little too much into the whole Wikipedia thing. There's 1.5 million reasons why people might be looking you up. I mean, I hear tell the biggest Wikipedia page out there is the one for that coronavirus that got all them mortals all worked up. And I'm pretty sure they don't want that coming back.
And thus dost thou scuttle a burgeoning friendship with the cannons of enmity. Why must you challenge me so?
I don't know. The game made me do it, mate.
That's my job, compadre. Ain't we had some good breakthroughs today? We couldn't have gotten there if I'd been busy agreeing with everything you said.
Oh, very well. But I still say you are most vexatious.
I've been called worse. I think we got some homework for you, though, right? You're gonna film yourself and do some acting for its own sake.
Be careful there, Sam. Yeah.
We'll check back in a few weeks. But Eddie, I think you're doing great. We made a lot of progress today.
Naturally. The human condition is my oeuvre. Nevertheless, you have been a competent guide. You have reminded me of what is most important in unlife. Me.
We need to get Edmund on TikTok. TikTok needs to see Edmund. We need to get this guy his own TikTok channel. Can you imagine?
I should like to give you a gift.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. You don't need to do nothing like that.
Nonsense. It is meaningless to me, but it is beyond price for you. It is my headshot, signed with my autograph.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, thanks, Eddie.
Cherish it always. If you help me to find my muse, then it is a gift even more precious. And I will find it ere we next meet. Of that, I promise you.
Well, let's not put the pressure on, amigo. Just enjoy some acting. That's all I'm asking for. I'll see you in a few weeks then, okay?
Okay.
Verily, so it shall be. Godspeed then, boy. Thou shalt witness me new and on. Farewell.
A job well done, Samuel. I was particularly impressed at the way you challenged Edmund on what acting means to him.
Yeah, he's a weird fella, but I think he's gonna do okay.
I think he's gonna be fine.
It can be hard for our kind to retain our intrinsic motivation. Something must keep him going. I do hope that he will find his. But you, Samuel, must rest. The work you have done in these past 2 months deserves to be celebrated. So do not linger here in this dusty room.
Go downstairs into the other dusty rooms.
Perhaps you can even be encouraged to dance.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I think I'm gonna need a lot more therapy myself to get to that point.
Very well, Samuel. Then let us at least make sure you get well nourished. Find a friendly neck downstairs, my friend. You deserve it. And rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Well, they say don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but maybe don't let them be actors either. Time to dish with Crimson a little. I gotta talk to some more folks, though. Andy's mainly my teacher, so I'm starting to feel like Crimson's my only friend. Hey, only friend.
Hey, only friend. Talking up.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, yeah, Crimson. Hey, Crimson.
Are you blushing, vampire?
No, that ain't possible.
It's all right. It's nice to hear from a vampire who's younger than Jesus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, let's hear how this week went before you go out there and find friend number 2.
All right, real quick. This client of mine, he had a real bad time as a kid. Well, worse than I did, it sounds like. But he found fame early, and now he's talking about fate and how he's destined for greatness again.
Met plenty of destined for greatness folk in D.C. I lost patience for it. How do you think you handled him?
Pretty well. Why not? We'll keep going.
I learned my lessons from the last session. He didn't threaten to jump off a cliff this time or anything.
There you go.
I gave him an
We've made
assignment
progress.
to film himself doing something he loves doing. He seemed excited about that.
We've gone from jump off a cliff to go film yourself doing something you enjoy doing. Yeah. This can't go wrong.
You're either brave or adorable, Sam Walls.
There's nothing brave about it. As for adorable, well, some have used words to that effect before.
Okay, now I know you're confident enough to get out there. Giddy up.
You might be right. Yeah, he might do.
Here we go. Right to the edge of the dance floor, but not on it. Don't want anyone getting any funny ideas.
Oh, I'm on the side. I'm on the side.
Once more alone, I see.
Hello.
You scared the shit out of me.
Yes.
But you can't shit. You're a vampire. Know that I see much, vampire, and that I like what I see.
Oh, it's her again. Well, I was hoping to find a mortal friend, or at least a willing Nick. Now, what do mortals of this time talk about?
TikTok. Be awkward about everything. Be awkward about the weather. Be awkward about everyday annoyances. Be awkward about music. Let's be awkward about music while we're here.
They ever play the classics in here? A little Oh Susanna or Old Folks at Home?
No, they don't. All your favorite songs have been long forgotten now.
Wow, she really just puts it out there, doesn't she?
Well, what songs do you like?
If I told you, would you know them?
Probably.
Probably not.
Oh.
I see.
You see a lot, don't you?
I mean, look how many eyes she's got, dude. That's a lot of eyes.
Why don't you tell me what you see?
I see an interesting mortal. Someone observant. Someone who isn't afraid to have their own style.
That is what you observe. It is not what you see.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, fine. You tell me what I see.
You see the long vein across my throat. It looks very juicy, doesn't it?
Well, now that you mention it, it does.
Then consent is given. Do not hesitate, vampire.
Oh my god, we're back here again. I'm gonna try and aim for this bit here.
Shucks, that was something else. You got good circulation there.
I did it. She's got good veins.
I see. And what do I taste like?
Kind of earthy. You could use some iron. What do you eat most often?
I eat a lot of carrots. They're supposed to be good for one's eyesight, and I like to see.
I think there's a one thread of things going through this lady's story.
I see now that you are tired and wish to enter your state of torpor.
Well, maybe I'll see myself out then.
You already did that. I see it.
That's offensive.
Wow. Doesn't like dad jokes.
I'm going to leave now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Shoot, was it something I said? Well, at least I got a full belly. And now, time for some shut-eye.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever seen a rabbit wearing glasses? Oh, it's had a bit of a moment there.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing the Ancient One tonight, aren't you?
Ancient One? She's 1,200 years younger than you, Andy.
I suppose I was engaging in a bit of labeling myself. You are, of course, correct. Still, her age presents a unique challenge. After one lives for 1,000 years, history seems less a line than a fixed point.
Ooh.
Speaking of which, I imagine you can guess what distortion an old one such as Medi might fixate upon.
Nosferatu thinking? What was she? I've got to think back to 2 hours ago. Well, 3 hours ago.
It's Nosferatu thinking. Medi's seen so much history that mortals can only be one way or another for her.
You are not incorrect. She does indeed paint the world with a very old, broad brush. But her true distortion is more specific.
Oh, okay. Overgeneralization then.
It's gotta be overgeneralization. She really is basing all her opinions on her experiences when she was alive.
Very good, Samuel. I heard tales of her island in my time, but they were never peaceful tales. I am not surprised she finds safety in her narrative. What other distortions do you think Medi might exhibit?
Oh, okay, we're doing Medi. Control. Personalization. Nosferatu. Should. Maybe.
Good to go, boss.
I think.
Then I will leave you to it. Good luck, my friend.
Thank you.
Hello again, strange cowboy man.
Yay, Medi.
It's good to see you again, Mitty. How's the past month been for you?
I went for a walk, just like you suggested. Didn't like it very much.
No.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was so unpleasant about it?
It's very loud outside, and dirty, and smelly. Everywhere I walked, it smelled like mortal food, which is disgusting. They knew how good it felt to drink blood. Maybe they would not eat so much of this pizza food.
Hey now, pizza is great. Don't you go dissing pizza, Medi.
There's so many cars too. I don't like cars. They have hateful faces. They look so angry all the time. Stepped in a wee, killed 7 men and got splashed by a bus. It's really quite awful.
How long was she outside for? Was she outside for like 2 minutes?
You killed 7 men? How the heck did that happen?
Oh, that was inconvenient, you know. Normally I have my zealots do that kind of thing for me. They take care of the bodies. But I had to do all that silly work myself. And now there are always police sirens going off, which interrupts my streams and makes my followers very sad.
Oh dear.
Why did that all happen?
Because they found the bodies everywhere, silly. I don't know what to do with my rubbish.
I meant why the killing. You didn't happen to make a few assumptions based on past experiences? Why kill a bunch of men?
Oh, well, they looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
What? No?
She knows what all mortals are like. I hope she remembers that we were all once mortal ourselves.
Oh.
No.
She knows what...
Oh. Well,
there we go.
Hold on a sec. You know what mortals who look at you are like. How do you know? Are you reading their minds?
I don't have to read their minds, sweetling. I have known manlings for a very long time.
I get what you're saying. But here in this room, at least, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do you really know what they were thinking?
Do you really know? Do you?
Silly mouseling. I do not need to know what a wolf is thinking to know what a wolf is.
Does that mean every wolf you see is gonna try to eat you?
We don't have wolves anymore. They're all gone now.
No, we still have wolves.
So maybe you can see where that kind of thinking can be a problem. It was scared people who killed all them wolves, right?
Oh yeah, true. That's a good response. That's Sam. Good.
Now I know that thinking doesn't come from nowhere. Old as you are, I'm sure you've seen some real awful stuff.
That's right. Haven't killed you, though. You are kind, little mouse.
Well, let's lay off the mouse stuff a little.
I'm sorry. I don't wish for you to scurry away into a little hole. Do you want to hear why I feel the way I do?
Yeah.
I would appreciate it greatly, miss.
Let me tell you about men from my time, then. Let's start with me, Da.
I don't think this is going to be very pretty, just to let everybody know. This could go wrong. I don't think he was a very good man.
My father sold me and my mother to a chief of a rival clan for a golden necklace.
There we go.
That is just horrifying.
Oh, don't fuss, sweetling. It was the most beautiful golden necklace. At least 2 girls' worth. My father got quite a deal, really.
You're using humor, but I'm sure that must have been heartbreaking for you.
It was coming at the time. I suppose I should have been glad to be the possession of an old chief.
You should have. You should have been glad.
Whose should is that, matey?
Why, everyone thought that. They were ever so surprised when I ran away. Did wish I could feel the way they felt, but I simply could not.
I think most of us vampires had it rough as kids. Maybe most kids have it rough. I don't know. But the one thing I do know is that kids don't come with the same shoulds their parents have got.
That's an interesting point, Sam. Thank you. Yeah, kids don't come with the same shoulds that their parents have got.
I think we're learning all them shoulds ended up being a load of horse shit anyway.
I knew girls who did as they were told. They would have been thrilled to have been the concubine of a powerful chief. But, oh, he was so old. Cormac O'Neill, the oldest man I had ever seen. I remember thinking, where is his face? Because I could not see it under all his disgusting wrinkles.
How old was the guy?
27.
38.
38. Oh my god, he's ancient.
That was pretty old in your time, huh? Wish I'd died at 38. Could have been a better looking corpse.
Well, he left an awful looking corpse. His face was all...
I'm guessing you had something to do with that, huh?
Not me. My boyfriend, Abertach. He told me he'd set me free. I suppose he did. He created a delightful poison for me. He said it would make my dear master die in excruciating pain. So, one night I lay with him, and that means I did sex, and when he was pleased, I fed him the poison mead. Abby did what I couldn't, and the old fool finally died.
Okay, interesting. I fed him the poison mead, I did what I couldn't. The old fool finally... What could this be? Abby did what I couldn't. Personalization, no. Control? No.
It sounds as though Medi did her fair share in freeing herself from captivity. It must have been terrifying for her.
Okay.
So, one
But it's
night
like, no.
I lay...
It sounds...
So, one night I lay with him.
Control?
You're saying
Ah,
your
it's control.
boyfriend killed your husband, but it sounds to me like you did the real work.
Yes, it is a myth that people in the Middle Ages, time didn't pass. Yeah, they could still live well over 60. It was mainly due to disease, war, infant mortality that the age came down. I'm trying. Yeah, it's like, how much do I interrupt? It's like there's a lot of fallacies going on about the Middle Ages, about the Signora that was going on before when she was like marrying a man when she was 15. The guy who was 11, and there's a lot of stuff to unpack. But yeah, 60 for Middle Ages apparently. They did the research, yeah, with the counsellors, but not the historians, for sure.
You mixed up some herbs, sure, but you were the one that had to sleep with the old man and get the poison in him.
Abby made sure I knew it was because of him that I was free. He said it could never have happened without him.
He didn't have to be brave to mix up a potion. I think the bravery was all you, Mitty. Don't disqualify the idea that the person who set you free was you.
You know, I think you're absolutely right, strange cowboy man. I did do all the work.
In killing your first husband. Should we be like celebrating this? I'm not quite sure.
But Abby never let me forget that he was the one who freed me. He wanted me to worship him.
Oh, she's just replaced one guy for another guy.
A fella who demands to be worshipped is always going to be a dangerous man.
Dangerous men have always been drawn to me. Must be something about the way I am.
Oh, that's not good. Personalization?
Now don't go blaming yourself for bad men being bad. I'm sure you'd rather be left alone.
Well, that's what I thought, but it seems I am a temptress. That's what the churchmen say.
Look, you deserve to be yourself. If people are giving you the wrong kind of attention, that ain't your fault. It's theirs.
It is.
Heck, I think they should be in the chair you're sitting in right now.
Probably try to sniff it. Repellent little blood bags.
Oh, man.
No kink shaming, of course.
We don't kink shame. Exactly.
So what happened after you killed Cormac?
The Neil clan came after me and Abby. They found him, took their swords and went, stab, stab, stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stab.
Stab.
But Abby just laughed. That's how I found out he was undead already. Gave me the willies.
Hey, guess what, love? I'm already undead. Yay.
When they couldn't kill Abby, they decided to kill me instead. And that made him very upset indeed, because I belonged to him.
Ah.
That must have been terrifying.
I suppose. Mostly hurt. Lots and lots. Getting stabbed is much fun when you're immortal.
I ain't too fond of it as a vampire neither.
Just not good.
Abby fed me his blood, though, and then I became like him. When I woke up, the Neil clan who tried to kill us were all properly dead.
Ooh.
Well, almost dead. They still had a lot of blood left, and I was hungry. The Neil clan was ever so cross, though. They captured Abby and sealed him in a tomb with some forgotten spells. He's still there as far as I know.
Abby is her blood father that she was talking about earlier.
What happened to you?
I didn't have a future with my tribe. I insulted both my clan and Cormac's clan by killing their chief. My only choice was to be alone. That's the wisest choice.
Are we overgeneralizing again? Nope.
Betty seems to think in extremes, not uncommon for one as ancient as she is. She had more power in her situation than she can admit.
Control.
I
Nah.
reckon you've always had more power than you think. I mean, being immortal's a pretty good start. Heck, you were savvy enough to get out of that whole situation with Cormac. I think you always had options, Mitty.
You are kind to say so. I guess maybe it's better to say there was only one choice I wanted to take.
And I think that was the right choice to make.
If you didn't have all those whiskers, I would pinch those cheeks.
I love it.
Okay. Time to stop teasing poor Sam. So you've been living alone ever since then?
Probably.
Well, let's focus on you, huh? You say you've been living alone ever since then?
Of course, my silly cowboy man. We aren't mortal anymore. We will always end up alone. Why waste my time?
Control?
Come on, Mitty. You're distorting a lot of reality there. All vampires ain't lonely. Some of us choose to be, but not all of us. Sure, mortals have a habit of dying, but there will always be more of them. Not to mention all the vampires out there. Heck, I used to be in a vampire gang. Cult. Well, kind of both. They weren't good company, but they certainly weren't lonely. I mean, ain't we talking? Well, there's loads of vampires out there who think like you do, and they're fulfilling their own prophecies of loneliness.
You're being a mean little mouse now, and I don't like it very much. Maybe I should have killed you after all.
Well.
I'm trying to help you, Mitty. The world's changed a lot in the last 1800 years. A lot of it bad, but a lot of it good too. By and large, most people ain't burning witches and selling their daughters. That sort of thing's frowned upon by mortals these days.
Yes, it is. Yes, very much so.
There are laws out there to protect folks now. It ain't
Does
like
have a lot
old
of time.
times.
She does have a lot of time to waste. She does.
May I tell you a story, little mouse?
Oh, please do, Maddie.
All right, tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty young lady. Pretty, but also crazy. Like me.
Yeah, I think we're labelling again.
The pretty young lady Mary had moved in with her cousin, Mrs. Hultridge. At first, they got along quite well.
Oh, quite well.
One day, Mary started acting naughty. She would shout, act unladylike, and even say that Jesus Christ wasn't very special.
Uh-oh.
Mrs. Hultridge liked Jesus Christ very much and wanted Mary to like him too. When she didn't, this embarrassed Mrs. Hultridge. She began to think something was wrong with Mary. After all, who didn't like Jesus Christ?
Don't think this is going to end up well for Mary.
Mrs. Hultridge said that Mary had begun to vomit up pins and buttons, nails, glass, and bits of wool.
Ooh, what have you been feeding a woman?
Instead of being grateful for the free gifts Mary was vomiting up, Mrs. Hultridge said that she had been attacked by 8 witches in spectral form.
Oh dear.
Now, just so happened that all 8 of those witches lived very close to the town where Mrs. Hultridge lived.
Oh, convenient.
Despite their magical prowess, the 8 witches were captured and put into the stocks, and all the people of the town were told that the women did not like Jesus Christ at all. So the Jesus Christ-liking people threw rotten vegetables and poo at the witches. And, just for fun, they gouged out the eye of one of them.
Ooh.
Then they kicked the witches out of town and lived happily ever after. The end.
Well, that ain't a pleasant story.
It's not really, is it?
Oh, it was very unpleasant. It hurts very much to have your eye taken away. But I like my new eye. It's fun.
She's just pulled her eye out. She's got a fake eye.
I was 1,500 summers old or so when that happened. The world hadn't changed much then. I don't think it's changed much now.
Okay.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Meddy. You're right. Folk can be pretty awful when they get riled up. That ain't changed.
Oh, don't be sorry, little mouse. I like my new eye. Also, the story has a happy ending.
That's why her eye is different colour. I thought she got heterochromia, the different eye colours. But no, one of them isn't real.
Oh yeah? What's that?
After I had my eye taken away, I took Mrs. Hultridge's parts away too, one by one until she died. It was so much fun.
That's a little morbid, Meddy.
Morbid Mary? Oh, I like that. That's very clever, little mouse. But you see why I'm careful now?
Yeah, I get it. But look, there's one thing that's different now, and that's...
The UN exists. M&M, morbid Medi, exactly. What we're doing right now, liberal democracy has solved everything. What we're doing right now.
It's what we're doing right now. And all that time up till now, therapy ain't never existed. We only just started looking at ourselves and the way we think.
I mean, true, we only started I know if we're going to talk about modern therapy, we're talking 1900s, but it probably existed long before then.
Before recent times, we only looked at gods, government, and society. The self is a new frontier, and we're learning stuff we never considered before. The frontier can be kind of scary, but being on that frontier means moving forward. Come with me.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
Mm.
I know you've been through a lot and you got damn good reasons for being careful. But there's a reason you came to me, right?
Yes, but it wasn't because I wanted to go outside. It's because of my fans. They're very demanding.
That's true.
Right. That's why we were talking about your going for walks and went down this rabbit hole.
Or, in your case, a mouse hole.
Love it.
Anyway, therapy usually ain't about just one thing. It's about lots of things. If the problem is your fans, we gotta imagine unlife without them, right?
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't.
Generalization?
You really think weak people would hurt others if they were stronger?
Little Mouse, I've been alive for a long time. I believe what my eye shows me. Yes, if one is capable of hurting another, they do.
They can, but they don't always. You ever seen them capybara animals?
Oh, why are we suddenly in capybara animals?
They're
That's good.
dang massive rodents. Could do some damage if they wanted to, I reckon.
Okay.
Oh, yes! Oh, they're very cute. People like to share animated pictures of them in my community.
Some folk are like that. They just want to sit around and have someone scratch their bellies.
Is that what you want, little mouse? Do you want me to scratch your belly?
What? No. I'm just saying, don't assume everyone's out to hurt someone. Yeah, it happens. Of course it does. But that kind of thinking ain't giving folks their fair shot.
Don't know what I'll do if I don't have my followers. I can't live the way I used to before the machines took over. Oh, they expect so much of me now. They send me messages all night and all day. They need content.
Just rewatch some of the old stuff, dudes.
God, if I don't give them their content, they'll all leave.
Oh.
Their attention spans are like those of little bugs, but they're not as cute.
If I don't give them their content, is this Nosferatu?
Okay. I think we need to talk about moderation.
Oh, I already have moderators, silly mouse. Any content creator has to have them.
Not moderators, moderation.
I don't know what that stuff means. I'm talking about moderation in your thinking. What if you gave your fans only what you felt comfortable giving?
No.
Doesn't matter what I want, silly mouse. They just want me to overreact to video games.
Overgeneralization again.
Medi, you're thinking that mortals want only one type of content is forcing you to make only one type of content.
Exactly. Broaden your horizons, girl. Stretch out. Go for cozy gaming.
Your assumptions are keeping you from doing things you like, and you deserve to do things you actually enjoy.
You're very kind. I thought cowboys were supposed to be tough.
Who says I ain't? I just don't have nothing to prove no more. Here, why don't we try something new for next time, since going out didn't go so well last time.
Okay.
I want to challenge you to take a day off. Don't answer any messages, don't post no content. Just do something for you and you alone. Take a sick day.
Mental health day.
But we never get sick. We're dead people.
They don't know that, do they? One day. That's all I'm asking for. You need to give yourself a little space.
For yourself? I was waiting for that.
Very well. Since you've been a very kind mouse, I'll do it for you.
Okay.
I'd prefer it if you did it for you, but we'll work toward that, huh?
Oh, I wish I had a big piece of cheese to give to you right now.
A lactose intolerance is kind of a side effect of death, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll see you in a month then, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Great. I'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye, Maddie. She's gone.
You are doing well, my friend. I know we old ones can be rather inscrutable sometimes.
She's human. We all are, ain't we? The way I see it, we all got the same problems one way or another.
Your wisdom never fails to impress, Samuel. I believe it is time for you to follow your own advice to Miss Medi, however. All work and no play makes for a dull vampire, as they say.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might hit the hay early and do a bit of reading.
If you must take out some aggression on hay, then please do so. I shall see you soon, my friend.
Good night, Andy.
Died. Where are we now?
Dang, I wonder how I'll feel about humanity when I'm 1800. Heck, I wonder whether there'll even be a planet.
Well, we'll find out next time.